And now, the main event, where tonight's entertainment is the review of entertainment. We like movies, we like television, and we like overthinking it. Introducing the podcast of critics.
Hello, and welcome
to the 74th annual... Nope, sorry, this is the 10th episode of the podcast of critics.
Oh my god.
We back, baby! It's Garrett.
It's Ashley.
And who else is it?
Addie. Howdy do.
Oh.
Howdy do indeed.
Howdy do, Addie.
Welcome. We're joined today by our good pal, Addie. Another guest critic has joined the cast.
Yeah, hopefully a regular guest critic.
We'll see.
Recurring, is that the right word?
Recurring, yes. Hopefully recurring. Maybe locked in for maybe we'll see. Availability pending on the next couple of episodes.
Yeah, we haven't done the other two yet.
And depending on how this one goes.
We don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Because we are covering one of your favorite franchises, I guess, Addie, The Hunger Games.
Yes, The Hunger Games. Big boom in the 2010s with The Hunger Games.
Big boom.
We were all about it. And I was obsessed, to say that lightly.
Yeah, talk a little bit about because it was Ashley's idea to do these next as our next big series here.
Yeah, I guess it was.
To bring us back, because we've been off the air for a while, so we wanted to bring it back with something, as you described it, as relevant, Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the fucking blueprint, but apparently we're treating it as such, so it's cool.
But we're going back in time now. Like, that's kind of my big thing with it is I said coming into this that I was going into it with hater light energy, because I'm not a big Hunger Games person. Controversially, not a big Hunger Games person. So
there's like a banner over your forehead right now that just says hater LTE. Is that what that is?
Yeah, certified hater Garrett.
Yeah.
Not a certified lover boy.
And it's not because I don't like them. I was not in the fandom.
Over your head.
No, what?
Yeah, I did. Yours too.
Is it a song?
Never mind.
Oh, you're doing Kendrick.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I missed the bit.
We all have our areas of expertise with pop culture.
And Hunger Games is one of yours, we'll say. So that's why we wanted you. So.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
Yes, I was our high school's resident Hunger Games girl, for sure.
Now tell us about that. Was that your whole personality?
Unfortunately, it was, Ashley. Unfortunately, it was.
I say that as if I was not present in the count.
It wasn't my whole personality, no. I had other things I was passionate about, but there was a period of time where I rooted my identity in the Hunger Games. You know, I think we should all be careful telling a young child that she slightly resembles a character in a movie franchise, because it might get to her head just a bit. And that's kind of what happened. That's what started it. But also I read the books and I loved them. They resonated with me personally. It was just exciting to dip into rebellion. Yeah, but I had the jacket and the boots and the pin. I wore it every day to school. I was
teenage dirtbag over here.
Oh yeah, repping it. Representing my Hunger Games obsession.
It is across the country. Like, it was huge. Like,
it was definitely huge.
It still kind of is, I guess, but it's
an absolutely valid response to how huge it was.
My history with Hunger Games is I made because we read it for English class.
Yes.
And maybe they're still doing it I don't know if they're still doing it at our
There's
high
a
school.
whole quarter that was dystopian.
Right.
And this is the first one that you read.
Well, these days books are banned, so
right,
I'm almost positive it's among
and
the
she's
banned
thinking
books.
she's gonna release a new one. Come on.
People are into it, at least on my side of the internet. They're definitely getting excited about
right.
it.
The Badgers and Snakes was huge. What is it?
Songbirds and Snakes?
Okay, yeah, that was huge. Yeah, see, so
the Badgers and Snakes.
That's Harry Potter over here.
It's a different thing.
Not Hufflepuff and Slytherin.
Yeah, in high school, I made a video just to speak to how big it was, because this is a very bad humble brag on my part. Is I made a video for English class about Hunger Games. It was called The Careers, and it was from the POV of Kato and the gang, basically.
He made me watch this.
He made
me watch it.
It's not good. It's very 2010s, kids in their backyard filming bad
Great memories,
spoofs.
though, right? I'm sure.
Well, the thing, like, it was a great memory. It was very fun to rewatch, and there's some jokes in there that I'm like, that's actually not bad. But on the whole, it's like 3 idiots in the woods just bullshitting for 2 hours, and we shout out a 20-minute video that made almost no sense. But like, these were everywhere back then. Like, I remember YouTubing other Hunger Games video or whatever, and it was a bunch of like videos like that of just kids in their backyards, kids in their woods, filming shit. But to this day, on my personal YouTube, I'm not going to point the audience in the direction, but as far as my personal YouTube videos go, that is
If you
still,
find it, let us know though. Drop the DM.
It's still the highest viewed video I have, and which is because we released it before the first movie came out, which to me just speaks to its popularity. That like you would search Hunger Games and you wouldn't necessarily find a trailer back then. You would find like one of my fucking videos.
Fan-made trailers.
Fan-made trailers, fan-made videos like mine and stuff. And it was like, so like the hunger was there for the franchise. Ashley hated that.
That was rough, buddy.
But it was everywhere, and it's so like I take a lot of pride in the fact that like I got a lot of views out of that right before the movie came out, and it was so huge, and it was a different time in YouTube, but just to take us back to like the era of fandom when this came out and stuff.
Yeah, I remember streaming the fan-made songs on repeat.
There were fan-made songs?
Yeah, the fan-made Hanging Tree and
whatever one she sings in this.
Yeah, and the other one. Well, she doesn't sing the Hanging Tree in this first one. I forgot,
Right.
But I do remember that happening at the time. We were so excited to hear what the official version of the Hanging Tree was. So there were a lot of fan-made versions that were beautiful, and they're still out there on YouTube.
You probably have to dig for them though, because they're like buried under.
I didn't. I just looked
Really?
up, Hunger Games fan-made
Okay.
in preparing for this, and it was a nice blast from the past. But it really inspired people to make different kinds of art. They latched on to the subject matter for sure. And the world, I think it was the world that they thought was so exciting.
It's the thing that differentiates it for sure as a like dystopian. It's what makes it a franchise, I guess. It's like we didn't really have, and that's my big problem. If I have a problem with it, it is the fandomization of it. It is the franchisement of it. Because like just to get out of the way, I'm not a big dystopian genre person. I like post-apocalyptic stuff like Fallout. I don't like dystopia as a genre. It hits a little too close to home, especially nowadays. It just kind of depresses me a little bit. I'm just not into it. Hunger Games doesn't necessarily do that for me, but it was 2010's fandomification to me. It was like, do you guys remember the infamous Tumblr post that's like, Potterheads, get your wands. Whovians, get your sonic screwdrivers. Tributes, get your bows. The Supernaturals, get your Cadillacs or whatever it is they fucking write around, you know.
Super Hulock.
Right, the Super Hulock era was huge. And so that to me really devalued Hunger Games, like in like a devaluing the dollar kind of sense.
Because it became too kitschy for you?
It became so kitschy and just rolled in with the rest of, not that there's anything wrong, like I was big into Doctor Who. Harry Potter is still very, very big for us, whatever. All Hunger Games, you know, all of it's still.
But people love them for a reason.
Right, and then all of those were good or in their own way. Supernatural, I guess, fell off. I didn't follow that ever. Sherlock, you know, all of that was rolled into one big super fandom back in the day, and that like just I was like, it's just another one of those. It's just how I remember viewing it.
It paved the way for Dungeons and Dragons to be popular, though.
Yeah, and a lot of
You
nerds.
think?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, and I mean,
Because people leaning into that cringe. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
No, I was probably cutting you off. No.
Let's wait till the games start.
Yikes. Hey! Wait a minute.
That'd be fun to talk about. Who out of the three of us would survive in a battle to
Dark Horse
the
Victor
death?
right here.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm a Dark Horse choice. I'm like a PETA.
You would think it would be you.
I'm coming for your neck first. What do you mean?
And that's your
Ashley's
mistake. That's
savage.
your mistake.
Ashley is a fierce competitor.
I have a lot of rage.
I think I would surprise you guys.
You're saying Ash that paved the way for nerd shit.
Well, so because everybody in that era, millennials mostly,
Yeah.
leaned into whatever thing that they like of the Super Hulock, whatever.
Whatever one of those they were into, yeah.
Most everybody leaned into their thing to the point of wearing merch, like talking like those folks, just repping it in general.
Yeah.
And unashamedly. as they should, as anybody should. If you're into something, unless it's genocide, absolutely
Yeah.
Let
lean
your
into
freak
it.
flag fly.
And I think that certainly paved the way for the whimsy that is Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my God, why is that so hard to say?
The whimsy that is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that paved the way for that to be more mainstream, as opposed to like what you see in media of like Dungeons and Dragons being like a basement activity. Instead of that being like a thing that we don't talk about. It's like Fight Club, right? Like that was that was our generation, or maybe even the generation before us, X's, like Fight Club. Like they didn't talk about it. Like nobody knows that you do this thing. And then now nerd shit. And then you like also contributing to that is Marvel being popular too. Like you have like the popularity of comic book shit coming to life, and that being mainstream media and taking over mainstream media for I don't know, like a good decade. That plus the fandoms.
It's made nerd culture more widely, for better or worse, because there are also like worse ramifications for it too. There's a lot of like gatekeeping and stuff like that.
But then there's also all those like actual fandom, what are those called? Fanfics that were written.
Oh yeah, the fan fiction,
the sacred text.
The sacred text written on like Wattpad or whatever.
Did you ever read any of those, Addie? Did you ever write any?
For Hunger Games? No, I never published any on any of the websites. No,
But did you wrote some personally?
No, more so I would engage in like the online RPGs. So
Okay.
where you're writing back
Like the
and
forum
forth.
posts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a forum RPG situation. And another note on that topic, with the fandoms, it was nice being able to see someone, they're into Doctor Who, they're probably also into other things you're into.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that it was widely like, hey, if you're into this, check out this. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then trickle to anime, trickle to it really blossomed into all forms of nerd shit, where everything to a certain extent is on the table and up for grabs for you to be like to own it and to be yourself. And add in a little Gaga Born This Way and you're good to go. Like
Right.
yeah. Well, that's another thing. I mean,
It's all that
queer
era.
People, queer kids growing up, a lot of the first foothold you had was just a fandom that you were into. You feel safe in that fandom.
Yeah.
And then you meet people like you.
yeah, for sure.
Right. The thing with Hunger Games specifically to me is that it thematically it just feels heavier than the rest of that stuff. It's dealing with bigger concepts, and it's almost smarter, really, like in actual practice and in reading and consuming it. Because I read the first book, I've now seen I saw the first movie years ago. I've now just watched it again, and I feel like it's good. It's good, but it's very heavy theme wise. It has a lot of, like you were saying, where it really did revolutionize and radicalize a generation. And kind of prepared us in a lot of ways for the present moment. But by contrast, it's like Doctor Who has its moments of depth and has its moments of like inspiration and stuff, but like it's just fun. Harry Potter even, goes into some, it has like all the good themes and whatever, but it's also just kind of like, it's fun. It's I can differentiate things like those are for kids and there's lessons to be gained from those, or those are for teen girls like Supernatural or what, those are for whoever. And it's like, okay, great. And then Hunger Games is like, Hunger Games has something to say. And so like, and the fandomization of it, again, devalued it for me, where it's like, this is like, the content of this is better than like everybody out here cosplaying Katniss 7 days a week. And, like that just doesn't represent the actual scope of the work, I guess. And then getting, I don't know. So that's just just gave me like, these nerds. It's just kind of how I've always felt about
Whilst
it.
being these nerds yourself.
I am, yeah. No, it's very hypocritical, don't get me wrong, because like I'm all over the place in my shit. But I don't know. You guys, we want to get into the movie then?
For Addie, for those joining us for the first time or returning and forgot what we do, because I forgot to. The name of the show is, or the aim of the show.
The name of the show is The Podcast of Critics.
I forgot that part too.
You forgot the name of the show. stop.
I did. That's why I was like, hello and welcome to. And then I just kind of like stopped and looked at you.
What are we doing here again?
But the way we go about this is plot, performance, production. We're going to go through the whole plot, talk about performance, production along the way, but really hit it at the end, and then we'll come back to the end and give them a score out of 5.
Sounds
so be
good.
thinking about that. Anything else, Garrett, before we go?
I don't think so. I think let's go.
Let's fucking
let's
go.
dive into the magical world.
Okay, so it opens up on a black screen, which
that's never been done before.
Historically speaking, you love.
I love a fade in.
And it talks about the 13 districts rebelled against the country that fed them, loved them, protected them, whatever. Propaganda shit. Out of that came the Hunger Games, which is an annual thing. 1 boy and 1 girl from each district representing of the 12 remaining districts. Important to note for later, the 13th district is no more.
Did they even get a mention in this one?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
In that
In
screen.
the book, I'm sure.
And then you cut to Jamie Dutton, which that's not actually his name.
Oh, Wes Bentley.
Yes.
Seneca Crane?
Yeah,
Seneca
Seneca
Crane.
Crane talking to Caesar. Yeah.
But since having seen Yellowstone, that's all he is. He's just
He's
Jamie
Jamie
Dutton.
Dutton.
He's
Yeah.
just the smarmy little bastard.
Which
That's kinda what he is in this one.
He's
Yeah.
also in there.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just him as a person. No hate, but that's just who he plays.
He
Very
plays it. Yeah.
typecast.
So open to him and Caesar, who is one of our favorites, or one of my favorites.
Stanley
I don't know about you.
the Tooch.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci. We love the Tooch.
yeah.
I don't like the way you say that. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was
He's
not-
great.
That was rough. So we open to that, and they're talking about the Hunger Games. What are y'all doing?
Sorry. She was.
We're fist bumping about the tooth.
I hate it.
I thought it was
hate it.
funny.
He's the best actor ever. Love the Tooch.
Makes me want to see a movie with Stanley Tucci in it and Steve Buscemi. Call it Tooch and
Tooch
Booch.
and Booch. Pretty good. I think he asks him like to get back to the scene. I'm sorry. He's like, "What makes a good Hunger Games?" or something like that.
Yes. No, he says, why do we have the Hunger Games? And Seneca says, I think it's our tradition. It comes out of a particularly painful part of our history. Seneca says, but it's been the way we're able to heal. Now, that's the quote that's on IMDb. The quote that really fucked me up was him saying, I think it's grown into something more. I think it's something that knits us all together.
That knits us all together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hilarious.
One, hilarious, because what the fuck?
Inherently divisive concept.
Yeah, and 2, it rolls right into 2. It's inherently divisive. It's inherently problematic. You are sending children off to die.
Right. Well, we don't even know that. This is the thing, the big thing that I'll give the movie credit for, that I'll come back to, is that it doesn't really fully contextualize anything like that.
What do you mean?
Like, it doesn't, there's a lot of moments in the movie where it's like, okay, like it has that little prologue at the top and the text and whatever, but it does just jump into this conversation between the two of them, and they're talking about something that, like, I kind of know what they're talking, like, if I don't know anything, right? If I go to this completely blind, if I'm pretending that that's the case, I barely know what they're talking about.
Right.
And I appreciate that.
Yes.
I appreciate the
absolutely.
like the slow burn lead in, and like, what is tributes, districts, what, huh? You know, it doesn't talk down to me about any of that. It just kind of throws that at me, and it's just like, I'm just along for whatever the ride is going to be.
Yeah.
And I'll get into more of that as we go, because there's a lot of, actually, in the movie anyway, a lot of examples of that where, like, the exposition is very light and smart.
Yes.
So
Proper world building.
Yeah.
Leaves you wanting more.
And it's expository enough to where you're not completely lost.
Not like Dune. Doesn't just throw you into,
Yeah.
into a world with a bunch of weird words that you...
Well, it kind of does. That's what I'm saying, is that it kind of does. And then it's like, I'll get into more about how I think some of those words are silly.
Of course.
But I think too, with Pan Am being set in North America, to kind of go.
You don't
off on the Dune part.
even know that, though.
No,
is what I mean.
No, you
is
do.
that
I think it's
you
in
do.
the back of the book.
You do. It's definitely in the book, but it's also
not in the movie though.
But it looks like America. Like it does look. Like it looks.
It
They're
could.
speaking American English. They don't
It
have
could look like
accents.
that. Well, that's what I mean though. Is that it's what I almost like more about it And what I think differentiates it from like other dystopian works, where like other dystopian works, like it's always like in 84, it's like it's Britain or whatever, and it's very clearly, or Handmaids, it's clearly America, whatever. In this, it's like, yes, we know it's North America, but it doesn't need to be. Is it more interesting if it is? Is there like little context that like adds to it, like all the districts having like regional advantages and stuff like that? Sure, but there's nothing really in the movie, if I'm really separating the two, in the movie anyway, that says like this has to be North America. This even has to be our world.
Right.
This
That's
could be
true.
a completely separate, like when you're talking about world building, I think that's actually a huge up from, and that's why I really think the fandom is able to connect with it more, is because it's like, just like Harry Potter, like Hogwarts is a whole separate, like, yeah, it takes place in England. Not really though. You know, like the real world politics, or history or whatever, does not really intersect or anything. And it especially doesn't really intersect with this. Like it's a completely alternate history. It might as well be a fantasy. It might as well be a Narnia. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or a Middle
that's
Earth.
true. Yeah. Going back to the plot though.
Yeah.
You go from Seneca. I'm sorry, I really want to call him Jamie Dutton. You go from him saying that it's something that knits us all together to Prim waking up screaming.
Amazing cut. Like, great decision.
Yeah, and you have immediately Katniss just kind of consoling her, trying to get, like, clearly she's woken up from a nightmare, just losing her mind and having basically a panic attack, and Katniss kind of bringing her down from that and just sort of being like, okay, it's going to be okay. Like, your name's only in there once, which that's very important. Her name's only in there once. And then she says, I have to go.
She goes to the woods.
Oh, she goes to the woods. Yes, so she goes to the woods and she starts hunting with her bow and arrow. She picks it up out of like a tree log and continues on.
Very routine, very clearly her
I
day.
I like this scene a lot because it does communicate. It does communicate her resourcefulness. Like we see the whole thing play out.
I really like the leaves, crushing the leaves in the wind to see how they go.
All the stuff she does, where she she does something else in here too.
She hunts.
She hunts. She like knocks I don't know. Like it is very routine.
The throwing the rock to
get
like the deer to
the
move.
deer out.
Yeah.
All that stuff. The shot of like the deer looking at her like head on.
Yeah,
you know, like there's so many. It's very well composed, and it just communicates. There's no dialogue, too. I think it would have been easy in the same way that it like maybe would have made Dune easier if we had like an internal monologue like the book does, where But there's the fact that there is none of that in the movie. I think limits it in some ways. It benefits it in others. This is one of the cases where it benefits us. Where
I think it's important to note, too, that the book is completely written in her point of view.
And it's present tense,
and
too.
so it would have been very easy to keep it in that format for the movie, but we get the switching points of view, and I think that adds so much more without any narration. And other than, like, Caesar and what's-his-face, the announcers during the games, kind of. But not even that it's all minimal.
I think a lesser adaptation would have like put Gale in the scene with her, and like they would have been like, "We need to track the deer. Throw a rock to it." Like it would have had dialogue there. It would have had something to like be like, "This is so the audience knows."
Yeah, but
what
you
we're
have
doing.
to show that she's
the
independent.
how.
That's
That's what I'm saying. There's
completely
so
on her
much
own.
more showing than telling going on, though.
Yeah.
By having it just be her, by having that be silent, by letting us like when she picks up the rock, like what is she gonna do with that?
Right.
We don't know. You know, I don't know fucking shit about hunting. So it's a very I don't know. It's just a very.
It was a good storytelling decision.
And then you have Gale appearing just as she's about to seemingly get the deer.
Fuck Gale.
Fuck Gale.
We hate Gale.
Team Pete over here,
We
guys.
hate this guy.
Gale haters for life. And not just because we know what happens. So he comes out, very annoying. I have written...
Annoying. Just coming out.
No,
I
have it written down. Gale is annoying, idealistic, but unrealistic. And so he goes on his little rant about...
Oh, gosh. We could leave.
Well, she's like...
We could go out in those woods and just go. You know? And she's like, I'm never having kids. He's like, well, I might if I live somewhere else. You know? And he's like you and I. You know? I'm like, shut up, this guy.
Well, it really emphasizes Katniss's rational thinking. She's not that idealistic. And if anything, it emphasizes how much hope she has lost. She doesn't have that kind of hope.
Yeah.
She is you know,
And from the
Resigns.
book,
beaten into the ground just like everybody else in Pan Am. We have to submit to this oppressive regime.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. From the book I have on page 5, for those who want to kind of like hear where the book is at versus this movie, I got you. On page 5, middle of the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley did the hard work of rereading this.
I got
book
so
before the
many
movie,
tabs.
She blitzed
and
through it,
she
yeah.
did a wonderful job putting tabs throughout it so we can follow along.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, this episode might be 5 hours long though.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you're talking about a movie adaptation of a book, you have to, of course, talk about the book.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that reading this prior to watching it and then watching it gave me a lot more depth that I don't even think I appreciated at the time when it was coming out. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give it to you guys for free. That her father died when she was 11. She's talking about there's food, you know, they're kind of a starving district, but there's food if you know how to find it. My father knew, and he taught me some before he was blown to bits in a mine explosion. There was nothing even to bury. I was 11 then. 5 years later, I still wake up screaming for him to run. And to me, this tells me, 1, she's had PTSD since she was age 11. But then 2, that straight up tells me, too, that she was well prepared, though. Mm-hmm. Where, like, her family
Well,
was...
it's death from an early... It's like, it's over.
Well, no, like, even before his death, her father was prepping her to be...
to survive.
To survive. He knew that this was a dead end. So the realism that she has, the grounding that she has... Where Gail is like, oh my gosh, we could go, we could leave, we could be anywhere.
Even he's kind of talking out of his ass, though.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
He's a dreamer.
Like
But the dreamer part of him that he has, and I don't even think it's not that she doesn't have it. I think that she has been conditioned by circumstances of life and as well as kind of by her father, too, of just sort of being like, this life is going to get rough.
Yeah.
Here's how you navigate it.
Yeah.
And just sort of taking stock of your current situation and moving forward from there. And I think that that's really her strength. I think that that's where we get the Hunger Games winner. Not to spoil it or anything.
If you didn't know, Katniss wins.
I did want to highlight in this scene, this is the first part. This becomes a staple of the other thing about Hunger Games. This obviously spirals into the teen dystopian genre of the 2010s, where we get Divergent, where we get Maze Runner, where we get all those other things that I don't care about. You know, but this is one of the the things that gets aped over and over again is I have in my notes dystopian language. Gil pulls up and he's like, "It's reaping day. We got to go. What are you gonna sell that meat to? A peacekeeper?" Like he's just they're just throwing around these words, which is very Dune. It's like I get it, like it's the world building, but like this.
Well, at least you can infer what a peacekeeper is rather than.
It's just silly. It's the first silly. It's like what's a muggle? You know, it's that kind of like it's that kind of bullshit like world building language that like works for this type of work. But it also like it makes it again more of like a super Hulock type property than like a classic literature dystopian 1984 type thing.
I don't
Whatever.
know. I mean,
not that it's trying to be one or the other, but it is.
I think classic literature can be whimsical.
Yeah, calling the police force peacekeepers, having peace be in their name when they're enacting all this brutal violence.
Right.
They literally show up in riot gear anywhere they show up to.
Yeah.
And they're hypocrites just like the police, you know? They're going to buy off the black market, buy off Katniss.
Oh, yeah, I guess, right.
Yeah, because that clearly, and the way that he brings that up too, and they talk about it in the book, they typically do sell like deer and the higher like priced meat to the peacekeepers because those are the people who have the money for it.
They're the only ones who can afford it, yeah.
Right. My point is the language of it is like the other, like the runners or whatever they are in Maze Runner and the dauntless, the erudite, you know, like and all that they just we love calling things.
You're such
Reaping
a
day.
hater.
Reaping.
Yeah, but with YA dystopia,
Just the way Gail pulls up and starts throwing like world building words at her is just so funny to me. Like it's reaping day. Like what is that? Oh, anyway, I don't know.
didn't they? They already had the intro.
They had the reaping in the intro.
But we don't know what that is. I'm just the way he says it, the way he pulls up and says it, and is just like
I'm all for Gale hate. But
don't you know what world we're in?
They don't leave you hanging though. I think within the first 15-20 minutes in the movie, you get all the details.
It gets going. Yeah, no, I get it.
And understand it.
Yeah.
But he does just start throwing that stuff out there and then start talking about.
He comes in hot and heavy. I do think that he came in pretty hot. Like
what I like is that they don't explain any of it. Like that is a thing that I like.
Then why are you shitting on it?
I'm shitting on the trope of it of like a muggle is a this is a whatever an erudite is a smart whatever.
Criticize Harry Potter when we do this.
All right, it's a Harry Potter-esque.
But what I was going to say about those things, not muggle, but like erudite, dauntless.
Yeah,
those are words that have definitions and
right.
It's accessible. It's YA dystopia. It's accessible to young adults.
Yeah,
it's not kids fiction because it does delve into those deeper themes. So and a note on Katniss's trauma, I think was a really big thing that drew people to the book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Personally, like if you're a kid with trauma and you're reading this book, first person, written by someone who's gone through all this trauma and is beaten down by the world because that's how you feel, and seeing her slowly triumph in a realistic way.
Yeah,
it's good writing, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not in some people's opinions. Some people.
I think it's good. I don't think it's good writing. I just
some people didn't have any trauma and they don't.
Damn.
They don't care too much about that touchy feely stuff.
And that's why I'm winning the games, man. That's why I'm winning.
Winning the game of life. Lucky you.
I don't know.
Anyway, she goes to buy the pin from the market, right? That's kind of like the next little bit.
So this is supposed to show what they call the hob, and that.
I got to go buy the hob and sell my meat to the peacekeeper.
Yeah, so
that's a very fun word.
This is their black market. So the difference between this scene and the book would be that the pin actually comes from the mayor's daughter.
Oh.
Which brought nuance to the book.
Yeah, so what the book does is tell you that the mayor's in on it. Okay, so the mayor buys
shit from the hob.
No, the mayor likes the strawberries that they get from the wild fields.
Oh.
And they swing by to take that to him. And the mayor's daughter, and this is where Gale is really a real shitbag. He kind of fucks with her and he's like, you only have like 5 entries. And she's like, well, yeah, because she's 17. So the thing that's very important about this, and this is kind of where we have this conversation too, is that when you're poor, especially in District 12, and we are extrapolating and presuming that this is the same for all districts that are across Panem. So you have to put in 1 per year.
1 name into the entry for tribute.
They're cumulative.
It's cumulative. So at 12 you put in 1, and 13 you put in 2, and so on and so forth. At the same number that is your age is the same cost for a year's worth of grain and oil for someone in your family.
Okay, simplify this as much as possible.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You're already throwing out too many numbers. Okay. I'm telling you right now.
I'm a numbers gal.
It doesn't help.
Okay, so let me just read.
More names equal more rations for family.
Yes. So specifically for Katniss, she has Daddy is dead. So you have Katniss, Prim, and her mom. That's 3 people. So her first year, at the age of 12, she had her name entered 4 times.
Yeah.
Once because she had to, and 3 times
for the
rations.
Yeah.
Now when she's 13, 2 times for herself.
She's 15 now.
Well, hold on.
She's talking about the second.
Just skip to now.
So
skip to now.
Skipping to now. But this is where you lose it because if I don't,
it doesn't matter.
If I don't show my work, you're not going to know the math.
This is in the book, not the movie. It doesn't matter.
This is also in the movie, jackass.
Barely.
Yes, it is. He talks
Your
about
name gets put in more times the poorer that you are.
Yes.
Because the system is set up to be harsher on the poor.
Yes, and however old you are is how much it costs per family member's worth of rations. That's what it is.
Everyone's starving. Rations, a year's worth of oil.
That's
and
why
grain.
it's called the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Point being, to move us past the math, please.
So
Gale has his name in a shit ton of times because he has a shit.
He says 42.
A giant family. Katniss is also in there quite a bit.
He has a family of 5. So his name is in there 42
The
times.
big irony being Prim is only in there once.
Yes.
Because it's her first year.
Yep, and Katniss will not let her put in for rations because she's already putting in.
Yeah. See how we streamlined that?
Yeah.
Please don't make the film critics do math.
It took so long. She gets the gold Mockingjay pin at the bartering
2-hour long
thing.
episodes. Trying to keep it under.
This is what you get to do in editing.
Exactly.
She goes back home to get ready. She gives the pin to Prim. She says it's going to be her good luck token. I got it for you. It is the pin. What is the pin, Addie?
Is a Mockingjay.
Because you have one.
Ashley, yes,
It's
I
very
do.
cool.
I
Was yours
have
given
one.
to you by a mayor's daughter? Or old woman?
Uh,
Did you buy it at Hot Topic?
Oh.
Who can say? Who can say? I can't remember where this one specifically came from. It's a very good one. But yeah, I used to have necklaces with a pendant on it and stuff like that. Where that it's a Mockingjay, which is a mutated bird in the Hunger Games series.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to talk on that?
Which they don't get into. They don't get into the mutation
Not
stuff
in this
very
book.
much in the movie.
So
Yeah, not in this first one.
The mutations, in this one specifically, the Mockingjay is a Jabberjay and a Mockingbird mixed, which in real life, Mockingbirds can actually mimic other bird songs. But Jabberjays were spies that literally repeated full-on conversations. They were not super helpful because
They figured
They
it
didn't know
out.
the
the
language.
people,
The rebels figured it out. And
the
would send
rebels
false
figured it out
information.
and would just give a bunch of conflicting information, so there was no way to tell what was real or what was not. And so they let them out into the wild and they mated with mockingbirds, and there you get mockingjays. So the mockingjays now can only carry more towards the mockingbird side of things, more simplistic sounds, but definitely still can repeat high-pitched noises, screams, and
they're
realistically.
an unintended consequence of the capital. They symbolize, thriving beyond the capital's
intentions.
Yeah. They weren't supposed to go out and mate with mockingbirds. They were supposed to die. They all die off.
None of this is in the movie, by the way.
No, but
Not
they-
yet.
not yet.
I just
They-
want to point out again.
But
I'm-
it is in Songbirds and Snakes.
All right. Well, will we do that episode?
Sorry, Garrett. Keep us in the one book, I guess.
That's what I'm trying to do. is 'cause we got
But
one-
the symbol,
yeah.
the symbol is throughout the movie.
It does, right. It becomes a recurring motif.
But
for
it
sure.
is
Yeah.
a symbol of the rebels, particularly because the rebels corrupted the Mockingjays
to their own purpose.
to their own purpose,
Yeah.
and thus it's a sign of rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to the reaping.
I have here. I really like because they all dress up for the reaping. Katniss has her little blue
Yeah,
dress.
you're in your Sunday best.
Yeah, lots of vintage.
But it looks. What I like about it, I have like Depression era. It
that
looks like
was-
Depression era, like Dust Bowl clothing. That's like very.
Definitely the inspiration.
Yeah,
like it's
absolutely.
very intentional. I love it.
Well, because it's supposed to also symbolize how poor they are, and how their best is still kind of simplistic.
It's a great. It's a little on the nose, but like the contrast between like that costuming, obviously in the Capitol, is crazy.
Yeah, and
It's a little much, but I do really like just point to production for really capturing.
But it's
that
real.
vibe.
It's much, but it's real. We have poor Appalachia right now. It looks exactly
They
like...
look straight out of the 30s.
Exactly
yeah.
like what...
And
not
actually,
even
that's
just
where
the
District
30s,
12
but the
is
modern day.
Appalachia.
I know. It's supposed to be set in Appalachia, and when they pan over the city at the beginning, not city, district, yeah, it looks very much like a place you would see here in Appalachia. And the level of poverty is supposed to show everyone starving, and District 12 in particular is the poorest district.
Their contribution to the capital is mining. So they are coal miners, and if you can't coal mine, you're pretty much useless in society there. So like that is like the one thing they do.
And the mines collapsed when Katniss's father died.
Right. You get some flashbacks into that, and you certainly get the vibe that, you know, if you are not someone who can contribute to the mines, there is no point in you living.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
The children yearn for the mines.
oh god.
I couldn't hold it in.
That's
I'm sorry.
good. Yeah, we should have done Minecraft, a movie. That was relevant, right? You keep saying we need to do more relevant movies, Addie. Maybe that's what we should have done instead.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
We meet Effie, best
meet
girl.
Effie. And what is your bit of trivia for Effie?
They don't say her name in this movie.
Great piece of trivia.
It was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we know what she's named?
That's true. We don't know. She doesn't have in this movie. She does not have a name. Correct. She's just some girl. That's just some lady.
The movie was definitely made for
It's
fans of the book.
so clear. Yeah, this is a big point that like get just all over my notes. Is like this is one of like the most made for people who read the books type movie.
Well, I think
Which
that's
was
because Suzanne
satisfying.
Collins is on the production team. She wrote the script for this.
More than Twilight, more than Harry Potter, more
But-
than any of the other super Hulock stuff. Like this is like clearly just in talking about it. Me watching it, far less impactful than for y'all watching.
Yeah.
I think too, because Gary Ross is our director. He's also one of the writers, and that being part of it, there's a little bit of the like knowing your own work and like knowing how it goes. Where like as a director, I think he may have made choices where he's like, well, they'll know what that means because they read the book. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can definitely see that throughout the movie.
I was also reading your boy from Ocean, Steven Soderbergh, did some second unit directing on this as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And definitely in this era, you wanted the movie to be as close to the book as possible. And I mean, I think that's a critique of most movie adaptations of a book. It's you're towing a line of how can I make a good standalone movie, but how can I also satisfy people who have loved this piece of fiction?
Yeah. This didn't care that much about the former. This was like, I really don't give a shit if people who don't read like it does not give a shit about me, for instance.
It was
like
for
if
the
you didn't read,
fans.
yeah, it was so which I think is a case where like, oh, like that's actually kind of the way to go sometimes.
The
But I
script
also think it was
mirrors
so
the book.
widespread. Like the book reading was so widespread that there was very few people who hadn't read it.
Do kids even read books like this anymore?
They're banned.
making books Red Wing or whatever. What is it? What's the
Red Wing? Are you kidding me right now? Fourth
Red
Wing.
Rising?
Fourth Ring? Yeah, I am mixing those
Fourth
two.
Wing is new. Fourth Wing is new.
I'm
Red
mixing-
Rising's not new.
I'm mixing Fourth Wing and Red Rising.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good Lord. Anyhow,
I'll be writing Red Wing.
Garrett writes. He doesn't read.
Oof.
we get to the reaping.
And the key difference here for the book,
Oh.
just in case you were tracking that, is that Haymitch. So this comes up because this is his popularity throughout the capital as well. Haymitch famously falls off the stage because he's that drunk.
Oh, he's at the reaping.
At the reaping. We do not have that scene at all in the movie, and I think
I think it's better for it,
I
actually.
think it is better for it. I think
The reveal is a little bit more.
the reveal is better, but then you also have a better relationship with Haymitch as a person, because in the book he comes across as a very just mean drunk.
I do have some critiques with Haymitch's art coming down the line. But
Yeah,
I'll hold on to him.
but he's definitely more of a just kind of a he's a fun drunk in the movie, whereas in the book he's actually a very serious.
It's played, yeah.
Yeah, I think we just don't get as much detail in the movie.
100%.
'Cause he's
There's
supposed
not
to-
enough time.
We don't. That's the other thing too, is that it's very efficient. It's like it moves through all of these set pieces really. It doesn't waste. There's not a whole lot of
Well paced.
yeah, very well paced.
So yeah, we have all of that. We do have a little bit of adding in the movie. The blood.
Oh, they take the blood. Yeah.
The blood fingerprint being, which
I kind of like that.
that's really fucked, honestly. Like when you think about that,
Something-
you could have used ink for a fingerprint, or you could have used you could have taken
you
like a
need
drop
your
of blood.
DNA.
Well, but you could have also taken just like a drop of blood, like a glucose strip for diabetes or whatever. Like you could have done that, but you chose to do it as a bloody fingerprint, and I think that drives home the point
Yeah.
Oh, I
more.
love that. Seeing
Yeah,
that.
it's a good visual light symbolism going on there.
Yeah. So I think that was, if I'm trading Haymitch falling off the stage for that, cool.
But kind of better scene in the movie almost.
Yeah, and I think it gives it a lot more pain.
I like the lack of music in this too. Like when she does, because Prim gets called, you just hear the shuffling of the crowd.
Well,
The
because
sound
it also
design is
says
really
in the
fun
book
here.
that they parted like the Red Sea.
That happens, and I love the shot. I wish it kept going. I have in here because there's a great tracking shot of Prim. Like she's she gets called up. She gets, and she tucks her dress in,
Her shirt in.
her little ducktail,
Ducktail.
you know, as Katniss calls it. And like the camera just like lingers on her back as she starts to like go through the crowd, and I almost wish it like followed her.
She looks so small.
as far.
She's so tiny. So she's 12.
The youngest
which
you can be.
I don't know if you remember being 12.
Like it was yesterday.
12 is not 17, I'll tell you that. It's something to have a 12-year-old up against a 17-year-old.
Yeah, and she's played very well by Willow Shields, who
That sounds like a Hunger Games name.
yeah, very much so. Well, and Are You Coming to the Tree? Which Willow,
Will you be there?
The Willow Tree. Mm-hmm. Really, this is her most notable role
Probably.
thus far. Since the Hunger Games, she has had a few things, but generally speaking, this is her,
Debut.
right. You get that shot of her coming up stage, and you see it also pans to the shell-shocked face of Katniss, which, again, if we're leaning into the PTSD trope, not trope, but into the PTSD.
Like the delayed reaction of it all.
Yes, of her just like the very much like the what is going on.
Momentary processing and then just immediate action.
Yeah, and then like you see her kind of step out almost robotically, step out like, and then scream Prim's name, and then the peacekeepers appearing to keep her back sets her into action.
Yeah.
That's when the fight or flight kicks in.
Iconic trailer moment of the volunteer.
And
Volunteers tribute.
Very
I
good.
volunteer as tribute.
This was a very memeable franchise
Oh, yeah.
as
Definitely
well.
a big in the office GIF. Be like, can someone do this extra task for me? You
Yeah.
know, I'll just send them to Katniss.
That's not what we use it for, guys.
No one wants to do the office task.
we don't use it for that. We absolutely use it when somebody's like, when a hot person on socials is like, I need, whatever.
Yeah, I'm looking for love or something.
And that's when you get
Sure,
die volunteers
sure.
tribute.
I volunteer, please.
But there's no. I love the lack of music here. I love that like even that doesn't get like a scare chord or like a oh no kind of stuff. We're stuck in this moment. You know what I mean? We're very just as they are.
The film was crafted with care. I
Yes,
think it shows.
absolutely. And you get
The shaky
Effie.
cam is fun here.
Yeah, but then you get Effie saying, District 12's very first volunteer.
Which this raises
A
a
round
bit.
of applause for her.
Yeah, this raises a bit of a lore question, and I don't want a super long-winded answer to this, but I do.
I have one.
I know, but I do want to ask: what is stopping? Because clearly, like we have the careers who like consistently volunteer as tribute, like they train to be tribute and they make it. Whatever. What is stopping like the lesser districts from getting together and being like, all right, Katniss, Gale, you guys are on top of it every year. Why not, as a lesser district, train a volunteer as tribute?
I'm sorry, say why not train somebody?
Yeah.
Because who has the time? If you're starving, like...
Exactly. If like, all right, you have nothing left to do, like
Who's going to be the best person to train a
when
tribute?
you can't
a victor.
You barely have a victor who's coherent.
If you have
But if you
one
have
victor in your...
but you have people like Gale and Katniss who are clearly competent, who are clearly like head of households almost.
Katniss had to make her bow, or I think she maybe got it on the black market.
But
no, her dad made it for her.
Yeah.
But she's doing all right. But she's doing it. There's certainly like they're not the end all be all of like competent people in the district. Statistically speaking, certainly there's someone around here who's like another really good hunter like her, or another really good.
All right, well, let me ask you this.
Well-
In COVID, why didn't you train to be
I was busy moving.
anything else? Like,
I was busy. Right. It's a lot of. It literally is the same answer of like we were too busy.
yeah.
No, but also
Is the
the victors didn't live happy lives. It wasn't like assumed. I think that on the surface, yeah, they're happy. They get this big victor's village.
Yeah, but they got
whatever.
hella PTSD afterwards.
But they're forced to engage with the Capitol. The things, and I guess we don't get into this into the Hunger Games, but the things that happen to the victors, they're at the mercy of the Capitol, and they're supposed to be a symbol of the Capitol. So I guess, I mean, if you're in one of the most oppressed districts, why do you want to play the game?
You don't want to bother. Yeah.
You don't want to play the game
Okay.
for
Yeah.
a little extra food.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be a symbol for the Capitol.
What happens when she asks for, like let's everybody give our very first volunteer a round
Nobody
of applause.
does.
And the book describes this more beautifully than the movie ever could. I think just because you can't full on expositorily say. Every member of the crowd touches the 3 middle fingers of their left hand to their lips and holds it out to me.
Oh yeah.
It is an old and rarely used gesture of our district, occasionally seen at funerals. It means thanks. It means admiration.
They don't do this here though.
Can you let me finish?
Oh my gosh.
It means thanks. It means admiration. It means goodbye to someone you love.
I think you guys need a mediator.
We do.
But they don't do this in the movie though. They don't give her the salute here.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. In the reaping scene.
Yes, they do.
Do they?
Yes.
Huh. I thought they did it only after like the riot or
No,
whatever.
because remember all 3 of us did it when they did it?
Okay, you're right. Okay. Yeah.
We partook.
I have the memory of the bit. I don't have the memory of the movie. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool that it was a symbol specifically from District 12.
Yes.
I think district culture is kind of stamped out. Like, it's not encouraged in the Capitol. It's not recognized or valid.
Absolutely.
we
But
don't-
I think this is important to have here as well to show that there is something to unify a district.
Yeah.
And this, if we're going to play devil's advocate, which I thought you might want to do,
Sure.
this is where Snow hates her. Because this is absolute, like her volunteering is absolutely televised, right? And thus the entire Pan Am has seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a symbol of unity in the smaller districts. And, the Hunger Games are supposed to divide people. It's supposed to district against district. And what another thing you were saying about, like, why don't these smaller districts get together or something?
Yeah.
Were you saying that?
Yeah.
That they're not located geographically near each other.
I'm not necessarily get together as separate districts, but why not? Why not like the mayor of 12 or not even necessarily, I guess he would be a Capitol guy or whatever. But like, let's say Gail's dad or whoever the hell is like, all right, guys, like let me get the strongest girls or the strongest boys together. And we're just going to like, y'all aren't going to work this year. You're just
They
going to
barely
get
went to school.
And you know what, Garrett? That maybe happened in the first 20, 30, 40 years of the Hunger Games. This is 74 years into this tradition.
It is crazy.
Yeah, so you're deep in it. You're long enough into it that it's been conditioned.
And even if you did that, you know that there is another district with far more resources than you that is also doing that. And that district has food. Like,
Technically, it is against the rules for them to be. Actually, I should have said this from the beginning. It's technically against the rules for them to be training in that way and for them to be grooming a tribute.
Is it?
Yes.
one of those rules that they ignore because
Yeah,
For the
because
careers.
for the careers, they ignore it because they're rich. Because that's who feeds the capital. That like not in the sense of feeding the capital, but as in the sense of like
it's the luxury district.
yeah, the
and,
yeah,
what's
those
the other one, textiles maybe.
I think so. Either way, those first two specifically are the closest to the capital, where if they decided they wanted to do whatever they wanted to do, they could take out the capital completely and overtake it.
We also get PETA here. PETA's called up. We meet our homie.
Which I think it's very interesting, even knowing that it's PETA that's being called, watching it, an umpteenth time. It's still very hard to find him in the crowd when the camera pans to him. Like when it.
The movie's really, I guess I say the movie, the story, whatever, it does really set up Gale to be the guy.
Yeah.
Like from the first scene, like it was
The
really
42
like,
times.
yeah, it's like
that we didn't calculate at all.
surely. Yeah, and here's this random dude, and we get the first glimpse. We don't get the full context of this until later, but the glimpse of like Katniss like flashes back to an encounter with him that we'll get more into later. But I like that. I like the flash of like, what was that about?
Mm-hmm.
I really like the lack of context for a lot of this, where it's just like, we're gonna throw shit at you and we're gonna fill in the blanks as we go. It's chaotic, but that's the point. And I like it. Again, I know it seems like I'm shitting on this movie a little bit. I actually really liked it. I just, so like it is well composed.
They kind of are whisked away into separate rooms immediately after the stage part is done. They go into their farewell rooms. And this is where we get Katniss kind of yelling at her mother, saying, well, first we have Prim, because Prim is Katniss's main family member. And Prim gives back the Mockingjay pin and says, to protect you.
Which at that point,
does she do that?
Maybe it's not a good luck charm. Maybe it's a bad luck charm.
Yeah. Is that a book thing? Does she give the thing to Prim in the book?
No.
And then immediately get it back?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That was a little weird.
Yeah.
I did find that kind of annoying.
The pin was given to her by the mayor's daughter, and she kind of keeps it.
Just holds on to it. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if Prim found it in the something and gave it to her, that would make more sense. It felt weird for like that to just be handed off to Prim and then just, I'll take it back anyway.
Yeah.
Well, the significance of it being the mayor's daughter is even the
Is
mayor.
lost.
Yeah, it's all lost in the movie, but even the mayor is not capital. The mayor is District 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Madge, the character, doesn't have the same things that she has to face as most people in the district, but they're still poor. They're still not doing well. And you're living in a town where everyone around you is suffering.
Yeah. They're suffering a little less, but they're still suffering.
She does talk to her mom here too and is like, don't fall apart again.
You can't check out this time.
Can't check out this time. We see what that's about later with the flashback with her dad.
After her dad passed,
that whole
basically her mom
backstory.
became a listless.
Catatonic.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Yeah.
I love Katniss's. She doesn't break her like stoicism until Gale does come in.
Yes.
It's very relatable for you and I, Ash, as big. I have big sibling energy here.
Yeah,
big
absolutely.
eldest sibling. It's like I got to keep my fucking shit together.
Yeah, because
For the rest of the family.
Yeah, and that's because that's what
Especially
she
now.
did. Even
Before
when her
this.
father passed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's very relatable.
I appreciate that you caught that. Yeah.
And then not until Gale comes in does she like break down, and Gale's like, "You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna do so good, babe."
She's like, he said, oh Lord, he says, get to a bow. You can shoot. You can hunt. You know how to hunt. And she goes, well, I've never done people before. And he's like, it's not that different. Which kind of implies that homie's been doing something crazy. No, it really isn't.
Well, it's such poser shit from Gale. It's just like, he's like, it's the same thing. It's like, you don't know that.
I think he's thought about it. He's been sitting there thinking about it.
His name's in there 42 times. He had to have thought about it.
He had to have thought about it.
Gale is 100% a fan. This is what I'm talking about. Where he is a fan of the Hunger Games nowadays, who is like 30 years old, and who is just like, man, I just can't wait for the system to collapse so I can kill all those fascists. I'm going to be so badass. I'm going to be like, he's an online
But he's not actually doing
revolution.
anything.
He's not, he doesn't even have the balls to volunteer and go with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, actually, he doesn't do that because she would have been very pissed. She wanted
He
someone
needs
to stay
someone to
back
look
and
after for the fan, whatever.
Look after.
But it's like, he clearly wants to be a hero and run away and rebel and stuff, but he's not really taking any action.
Well, what
to do
later
any of that.
becomes clear is Katniss does get irritated with him because she's the one who's had to face all of these struggles.
Yeah, I don't know where the Gale, because I've only ever seen and read the first book and movie, so I don't know where the Gale plotline goes, but like even, I'm assuming it goes to a place where some like fallout happens and stuff. And the seeds, I guess, are planted. I think it's really, again, this is also just a really good subversion where it does seem like he's supposed to be the guy. Mm-hmm. He's supposed to be the guy. It's all set up to where he's supposed to be the guy, and he's not the guy. And that's, again,
You're not that guy, pal.
He's not that guy, pal. So it just, it's a good
And then we've got
subversion.
Peeta, this very soft little baker guy, creative.
He's just a boy who loves art.
He's just, yeah.
He's just a boy.
He's just decorating his little cakes and getting yelled at by his mother. Poor thing.
Yeah, she's rough. So we don't see him say goodbye to his family. We just see her.
Right.
In the book, his dad actually comes to say goodbye to her and gives her some cookies. This comes to play later, especially when you get to the point where they're training in the Capitol. And he says, my family finally thinks that there's a winner. My mom said maybe District 12 will actually have a
She
winner
was
this
talking
year.
about you.
Yeah, yeah. So
Speaking of saying goodbye, we're probably a little over an hour in.
so we probably should chill out.
Brutal.
We're gonna take a break.
We'll be right back as we journey to the capital and see all the wonders that await us. Choo-choo! It's train time. Welcome back. The best part of the movie we pick up with, they're on a train.
For autistic Garrett.
I love a train. And it's a good train. It's
Is mahogany.
She comments on the train.
It is a very pretty train.
yeah, that
actually.
lady with no name.
She's what is it? 200 miles per hour and
Yes,
can't
it's
feel a thing?
200 miles per hour and you can't feel a thing.
Honestly,
that is the quote.
How dystopian is the Hunger Games really if they have high-speed rail and we don't?
Amen.
You know?
Well, Japan does. We
Japan,
don't.
yeah, exactly.
This is the dystopia.
It's
everyone.
it's kind of bullshit, honestly, if I,
Can't have everything.
So what if we have to send our kids to die?
If we get trained,
Well,
I don't want to say I'd sacrifice a couple of kids in exchange for trains,
Public transportation.
public transportation, but I don't know, you know what I mean? Anyway,
It's just our neck of the woods, guys.
Love
like
a
other
railroad.
places have things.
it's honestly one of the greatest crimes of the 21st century that we still don't have trains in America. We used to.
That's another podcast.
We used to build something in this country. Anyway.
Good Lord.
We get a little scene, I guess, here of Katniss and Peeta kind of talking for the first time. Peeta's yapping at her, and she's
She
like,
is very much in dissociating.
mm-hmm.
Like, she is not present.
There's a bit of a guilt thing. We don't fully get into their flashback until later, but like, there's definitely like I think the fact that she knows him.
She owes him.
She
That's what
owes
it's
him
called.
her life.
She knows him. Yeah, both of those things. It's the fact, like, it's hard enough justifying to kill anybody, like in these games eventually, but like the fact that she's probably reckoning with that like, I know this guy and I owe this guy.
And I know that we're going to be in a arena fighting to the death.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna have to kill him. And like, there's
I don't
definitely
want-
killing this guy later.
I don't want him to live if I want to live.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Well,
I
and
have to want that.
So throughout the book too, her entire inner dialogue is completely questioning his motives the entire time.
Yeah.
Is he trying to just be friendly for survival? And basically, her overthinking. She's an overthinking queen. Her overthinking essentially always leads to, there's no way he's doing this just to be nice to me. There's no way that this dude is actually actually likes me. There's no way that this dude
That's that trauma.
has any pure intentions whatsoever. And that's where the PTSD really kicks in, I think, is that the general mistrust of everything and everyone, including, Effie and Hamish to a certain extent. I think Effie, because she is so, I don't want to use the word shallow because Elizabeth Banks is Elizabeth Banks. She is.
We love her.
Well,
we love
Elizabeth
her.
Banks doesn't have to be shallow, but Effie Trinket's certainly a result of the capital.
Especially in this first movie. I know like Gail and everybody else who's kind of just a bit part in this first one. Like, she doesn't get a whole lot. She doesn't even get a name, as we talk about. But, so there's not a whole lot to her in this one other than little lines like the mahogany and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Which people loved back in the day. That was one of the
Yeah.
best lines in the movie.
It's a great line.
So Hamish comes out. We meet
Hamish,
Hamish.
yeah.
And he is the only, he's the
Yeah.
sole surviving victor of District 12.
Okay.
We know from other things that he is not the only one.
There's only been a handful.
And there's only been a handful.
It's 74 years in. The older ones probably are dead anyway.
He comes in stumbling fucking drunk. So
It's not like a Jack Sparrow-y. It's kind of Jack Sparrow-y drunk.
Yeah.
But it's clear. It's high functioning drunk acting. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's like he's
as
fine.
we see with the foot, the dogs are out for free.
The dogs are out. They're barking.
But PETA goes to take his drink away, and he pulls a nice little maneuver where his foot ends up square in the center of PETA's chest, which I don't know that I've ever thought of Woody Harrelson as like a stocky person or like a buff person.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think of Josh Hutcherson that way. Kind of.
Really?
More like just
Yeah,
like
he's
a
like
a
short and
solid,
broad.
Short, strong.
solid.
Broad, he's
yeah,
precious.
yeah. He's not Tom Holland. or Chalamet. He's
okay.
definitely not Chalamet.
Yeah.
But he's definitely substantially built.
Josh Hutcherson, substantially built.
Hot take.
Have we developed do we have a little crush over there?
No, actually.
Oh, I did back in the day. I did back in the day. And it wasn't like Josh Hutcherson. I don't know. He was adorable. He had a really precious demeanor.
But he was kind of strongly built even when he was a kid in Bridge to Therapy. Ooh, my.
Therabithia.
Terabithia.
Terabithia, yeah.
With Anna Sophia Robb, because Anna Sophia Robb is like that thin.
Would you let Anna Sophia Robb die to go on a date with Zooey Deschanel?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I honestly.
Anna Sophia Robb.
She definitely hits higher
Especially
than
in
Zoe.
that movie. Leslie? Ooh.
Oh.
Cutie. That was probably a gay awakening, right?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. We're not going to talk about it. It's fine.
It's a battle of the Manic Pixie Dream Girls in that one a little bit, isn't it?
It is. Oh, wow. Never thought of it that way.
Why did you have to say that?
Sorry.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
So true.
What if we just imagined our own world? Can't wait till we do Bridge to Terabithia now.
But Josh Hutcherson, even back then, was more of like a stocky kid.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him now, I will say, as a kid back when we were watching The Hunger Games for the first time, I was pissed that he was blonde. I knew it was true to the books, right? Like I know, I understand.
It doesn't look amazing.
It's
I think it
not
looks fine.
greatly executed.
Do you?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's good to have a outside
I wouldn't have
take.
known. I would have if I hadn't seen Bridge. I wouldn't have known.
I think he looks like such a brunette.
Yeah, he just has like the features that lend like
Apparently, everybody dyed their hair for this.
He's an autumn,
J Law
you know?
too is a natural blonde.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
They
interesting.
had to pick out the perfect brown.
She looks good.
They went through
like she
all
looks
kinds
natural.
of browns, is what
too.
I read.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does look natural.
It did fuck up her hair. Part of the trivia.
Always.
So she had to do wigs for the other movies.
Really?
Yeah.
I think she looks better as a brunette, personally.
Yeah, no, I think so too. But apparently, however they dyed it,
I think she
just
always
did
looks
not
beautiful.
Work
Not to be that guy, but I just think she's always. I think she's pretty.
even
no
as a
matter
blue
what.
person, even as Mystique.
Especially as Mystique.
Hate.
As always, I like her as Mystique more than she likes herself as Mystique. You know,
Another fun fact: Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, she got to know Zoe Kravitz. I think she was also in that movie, and Lenny Kravitz plays Cinna in this movie.
Okay, yeah.
So she already knew him,
She was in the family.
They had a rapport.
That's cool. We meet Hey Mitch.
We meet Woody Harrelson.
Kind of honestly, low key our first like comedic character in a sad
Aside
kind of
from
way.
Effie's physical appearance.
Aside from Effie kind of being like so desensitized
Geisha
to
white.
everything. Yeah, so you're right. So I like Haymitch. I remember liking Haymitch as a character because he was. I like a cynical mentor.
I did write
That's a
down
fun
that he's
archetype.
much more likable from Woody Harrelson in the movie than he is in the book. The book is written a whole lot more cynically. Now, granted, the lens in which we see him is solely through the eyes of Katniss. Everybody's going to come across as harsh. I
And
think.
they immediately take
Katniss.
a.
That's another
ahead.
thing to keep in mind. Katniss is not like a sunny, cheery kind of person. She is
She's dark and twisty, if you will.
stoic, dark and twisty, traumatized.
She's not like other girls.
No, but then in Haymitch is just clearly so traumatized and self-medicating to get through it.
You can't.
Have you read the new book?
I read Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, but I have not read the
Sunrise
Haymitch book
Over Eden.
yet. Yeah, I'll probably do that about within this week.
He's a
I
little.
still have to get the book, but I'm very excited, especially after talking about this.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a little funnier, it seems, than in the movie. I think Suzanne Collins specifically wanted Woody Harrelson too. If I'm remembering reading the trivia correctly, is that she really did campaign for him specifically, which is interesting. It's interesting to imagine her writing that and thinking of him of all
person,
people.
yeah.
Not that it's bad casting. It is really good, but he is a little. I don't sense as much of this. I have to dig for the sadness in him a little bit because he is so funny and so.
You have to dig
far
for the
removed.
sadness in the same way we have to dig for the sadness out of you.
Yeah, that's why I like him. He's very I'm just gonna laugh my way through the pain.
Yeah.
Type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he wears the sarcasm as the shield
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
for everything
I'll be
else.
an asshole so that
And
my
this is
sadness
and
doesn't show.
this is where my criticism comes in with his arc in this movie, is we see that kind of melt away and him start to, because he approaches it with the idea, he says accept the fact of your inevitable deaths or something like that.
Yes.
And we see him over the course of it start to actually root for them and be like, oh, y'all actually stand a fucking chance. I'm gonna do what I can.
You have to remember, especially given that more than likely this is at least his 5th or 6th.
Right, he's
He's like in his 40s.
He won the 50th. He won the 50th Hunger Games.
So
this
he's
is
had 24 years of
just leading kids to die. Yeah.
Yeah, and not only leading kids to die, leading hungry, malnourished, non-fighter kids
from your district.
Non-contender kids. Let's put it in the right terms. Non-contender kids.
Never stood a chance.
And you hear him say it a little bit too. I don't remember exactly where, but there is a point, I think actually when she stabs the table, where he's like, we actually have somebody with fire. I might actually have promising
the movie
tributes
does a good
this
job.
year. And then I think that's a very succinct way of communicating that he's had very hopeless ones in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this gets into the other thing. Another thing I like is because we cut to them at breakfast, and she does the knife thing and everything, and he's talking to them about sponsors. And PETA kind of brings this up before, where he's like, hey, you need to help us get sponsors or whatever. Haymitch is big on the idea that it's a show. That is, it's all the half of the games is in reality TV speak, the social game of it.
More than half, truly.
Really, on Survivor or on Big Brother type, it really is that kind of it's who I'm friends with. It's who wants to keep me on the show.
Entertainment
And
for
who
the
makes
wealthy
the
and
show.
powerful.
It's even if you're an asshole on Survivor or something like that. That's who you're tuning in to see every week. You know what I mean? It's that. It's literally that kind of logic.
At a point, one of the quotes on the IMDb, I don't know how else to put this. Make sure they remember you. That sort of tells you how he is too. Where, yes, you remember him as the alcoholic. You remember him as the fun drunk. You remember him as the fun person that you were drinking with the night before.
I think it also informs, like we were saying, where he's seen so many kids through this, that there's probably ones that he's kind of oh yeah, that kid from year 3, what was his, he probably barely remembers them.
For him too, to forget them.
And I think it says in the books he did care at first. He cared and then watched
It's impossible
them die.
to-
You care and
yeah.
then you watch them die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you try and get them sponsors, the chances are just so low.
So the sponsor
Odds
thing.
are not in their favor.
That's what, but I want to talk about the sponsor. This is a case where there's this doesn't fall into more dystopian language tropes like I was talking about earlier, but more of just again, I like the lack of context that this movie does not talk down to you as an audience member at all.
But sponsors are very universal.
Right, it's a universal role, but in the context of Hunger Games, I don't, when he's so to get sponsors, you got to get them to like you. You get sponsors, they keep you on, whatever. He explains the concept of it, but it's not the full. Again, a lesser adaptation would have a full exposition-y monologue here, where he's like, so here's how it works. A person in the Capitol will sponsor you, and they'll send you whatever. In the book, I think they even have some. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I read the book, but if I'm reading it, or if again a lesser movie would be so here's what a sponsor is. They're going to help you and blah blah. They're going to send you the thing. He just kind of has a really quick little line about it, and it's just it's a game. He says it how the character would say it, even though his role in the storytelling context of the moment is to communicate to the audience here's how to win, here's what I'm supposed to do for you, whatever, blah blah blah. The exposition in this movie is just really. It's always said from an in-character perspective. It's always he says it with the Haymitch flair. He says it how Haymitch would say it. He doesn't say it how an exposition character would, how a video game character would say it. Press A to get a sponsor. There's no. It's not a tutorial, even though it's a tutorial level scene type thing. There's none of that kind of bad exposition dialogue going on. I think at any point in this.
And it is the best piece of advice you can give them as people from the districts. They have had no thought about their public persona.
Absolutely not.
But that's a concept that really comes into play when you're on a television show.
Well, and PETA, I have in my notes here, PETA immediately latched. That's what makes PETA such a fun, satisfying. In the same way that Katniss is satisfying from oh, she's so badass, kind of way, like PETA understanding the other half of the
He
game.
was clever about it.
Yeah.
Is immediately getting up and waving to the Capitol, and to the point where like literally for a split second as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, he seems like very genuinely excited, and I'm like, holy shit, like he got me. You know what I mean? And like,
and like in the book too, she brings that up quite a bit, where she's like,
it justifies her distrust. It's like,
he's putting on a great show,
Scheming.
to the point where she doesn't even trust. It's really the layers. I love it.
But she needed that. It complemented her antisocial standoffishness.
Right.
she needed the natural Riz.
Yeah.
And this speaks to our love for PETA's Riz.
Oh,
Pete
yeah.
is the Rizzler of this movie. That is
He's amazing.
what we did. I'll say it. I'll put the word out there.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it. It has to be done. Somebody has to do it.
To connect our millennials and Zoomers,
But they do. So they get to the Capitol.
they get hosed down and waxed down.
So
and the
what
works.
the book tells you, Hamish straight up says, he's like, I have one rule, and it's do not object to anything that your stylists want to do to you. And I think that you kind of see that a little bit in the way that she goes about it, but it gives Katniss a little bit more strength as a character, especially with Jennifer Lawrence playing. Not that she needed it, but when you see the people who are like waxing her and those
style technicians, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not their stylists themselves, but their assistants or whatever. When you see them like going through the dirty work
Yeah.
and having her sort of just submit to the whole thing, it solidifies without having that quote in there of Hamish saying, let them do whatever they want to you.
Well, the fact that there's not even any dialogue leading up to like that this is a part of it. Again,
Yeah.
it's like there's like I'm like you're saying there is in the book. That's what I like talking about how efficient the movie is, where it's like we don't need a scene explaining what's
you just
about
go
to
through the
happen.
process.
Just,
Well,
just
it's like-
cut to them like styling her.
It trusts the audience to put two and two together.
Yeah.
Where you're going to be in front of the Capitol. You're going to be on TV. Cameras are going to be pointed at you. You're from a dirty district. You're a bunch of
You dirty district,
backwoods hicks.
Oh,
We need
and
to
you,
get you.
and you definitely get that in the way that one of the texts talks to her.
Yeah. We got
Yeah.
to get you TV
We'll have to
ready.
hose you down again one more time.
But I like now that you're saying that, just watching her, because Jennifer Lawrence does like communicate throughout this entire like Capitol section of the movie, just like that discomfort and that like social like this is bad. And then the cut to her later in the game is where she's like in her zone.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that was the hard part for her. Really, is like this whole Capitol
Right.
show
Oh,
part
yeah.
of it, and that's communicated like the way it's shot, and it's all very this like weird.
And the way that
sterile-
she doesn't turn into like she doesn't really speak or she doesn't.
She always looks
conversate.
on edge. Like
She
like
doesn't put on a persona. She
Yeah,
doesn't
but then
fake
she also doesn't like relax really
No.
to conversate unless Cinna's in the room.
That's not who
and that's
Katniss
very
is.
cool.
right. And we meet Cinna here.
Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz, who my only thing with Cinna, and this is a thing that like I don't need this in the movie, and I'm sure it's somewhere in the book, but it's like, why is he nice? Why is he the one guy in the Capitol who's normal?
This is his first games.
Really?
This is his first year as a stylist.
And he chose Katniss.
he
was moved
chose.
by-
He does say this in the movie that
Yeah,
he chose to
yeah.
be. He wanted to be with District 12.
But what's
He was moved by
radicalized?
her.
What's radicalized him to the point where he's like willing to support?
Well, it shows you that just because you grew up in the Capitol and came from that
doesn't
society,
mean you don't lack empathy.
It's a bit of hope, I guess. It's
and
the
why
spark
would
of
we
hope.
think there's not a hierarchy in the Capitol as well?
Sure.
There absolutely is.
I think it shows that people from the Capitol can look at the districts and be like, this is fucked up.
Well, and then also remember that her reaping, like every reaping is televised. So everybody has seen her volunteer. So everybody has seen her desperation to volunteer for her sister. Mm-hmm. And that has come through probably with like very cool like camera cuts. You know what I mean? Like a very like nice zoom in, very quick push in to like her face, and like you see like her features of like just her like losing it over the fact that her very small waifish little sister has been picked and she is volunteering to protect her.
And the way the district stood with her in solidarity.
Also, like what is it? Effie says like, I bet my hat that was your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Like just Effie also playing into the nice propaganda of her
It's a show.
her volunteering. Yeah.
It's a show on a very surface level. Wow, what a good show, you know?
And immediately a very like empathy invoking.
Mm-hmm.
before you even really get to know her.
And it comes back to the public persona. She already made an impression on the people watching at home. So she wasn't forgettable among the 24.
And
It's like a genuine artistic inspiration for Senna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that would be why he's actually genuine, other than the fact that it's Lenny Kravitz.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like 74 years. Nobody thought about focusing on the fire instead of the coal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is I don't know. Senna, now that we're talking about it, has a bit of main character syndrome where he's the only stylist who's ever done something cool before.
No, that's not it at all, actually.
No.
It seems like it is.
No, he's actually is the first.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the first to take District 12 and do that, but it's talked about a lot in the books more so.
Well, and also District 12 is usually the punishment district. Your tributes are not going to win. You don't have like a whole lot to work with, because like for District 1 or 2,
they're us as Raiders fans.
Yeah,
like, we don't fucking count.
Yeah, like count them out. They're not gonna,
Yeah.
they're not gonna fucking be a contender at all. No one's gonna give it and they're last. Everything goes in order. Mm-hmm. So even when they're televising them coming in, you're not prime time. Nobody cares. Mm-hmm. By the time you get to District 12, they're like, oh yeah, there's District 12.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like there's nobody's watching.
We don't really want to see these starving kids do anything. We don't care at that point.
Yeah, and then you're the kids that you have to work with themselves are already like
resigned. They're like, I'm not making it.
They're just sad. They're just sad. For him to be kind of hype about it and also to hype them up is very different.
I do wish we got even just a peek at the other stylist teams and like in their motivations, whether it is just kind of like the bullshit of like this is my job, or whether they have any kind of like genuine artistic intentions behind
you kind
it.
of see it. You see it in the way they're dressed.
Not really.
The spectators say that
I don't remember.
Stylists do a really good job.
Yeah, Caesar and what is that man's name?
Oh no!
It's played by Toby Jones.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna find it because it's gonna bug me.
I'm not even gonna try to scrape the inner parts of my brain.
Octavius.
Claudius. Templesmith.
Claudius Templesmith.
Played by Toby Jones, who is not unforgettable. It's just the fact that I couldn't remember Claudius's name.
No, Toby Jones is so well cast.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And as they're like coming in, as they're proceeding into the arena on the chariots, you have Claudius and Caesar talking about like the stylists have really put kind of like the stylists really put their foot in this thing. Yeah, essentially.
They say something like, "Oh, and here come the firemen," or whatever whatever their jobs are. You know?
They mention the fish, or like the fishermen from District 4 or something like that.
It's usually very cliche.
Yeah.
I guess that's my my issue. It's just like for 74 years they've just been like rolling out people dressed as fishermen every year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I mean,
and Cinna's the first guy ever to like. What if I did something different?
You're in a society, because you're not in Divergent, but you're in a society where divergent thinking is not encouraged.
I guess
Cinna used
the whole thing is not supposed to be.
He used an experimental thing with the fire. It's not real fire. It's fake
Yeah.
real fire.
Right.
Yeah,
but
also
symbolically, I mean that it seems like he's the first guy to like, which I guess is the point, is that like the society has reached a breaking point.
Yeah, thinking outside the box is definitely not encouraged.
It doesn't mean the tributes never looked good. Like, obviously, you have Finnick Odair from District 4 when he had his Hunger Games. I'm sure
he had the trident too, so he was like
I'm sure he just had like a
out like
net,
Neptune or something.
Net on his body, just bare or whatever.
Well,
keep going.
Well, because also like Katniss talks about like how there was a couple years where some years they came out stark naked to try to like make them look nice.
Ooh.
They do crazy shit.
And they just did like coal dust on them, like over their like genitals. Like that's it. Which like
interesting.
Don't think about it too much.
Yeah,
I'm trying not to.
It has a lot of crevices. I took it there. I'm sorry. I did it to myself.
Probably worse for the girl tribute than the boy.
Right. But anyways, so like in the book you do get a little
more context
on it. Yeah.
Again, it's not something I need for the movie. It is just like a very sudden thing where like Cinna's the one guy who is normal up here, and he's the only guy ever to like do something different. But I get it for the purpose of the symbolic purpose of where everything's going. I get it.
I think that's what's fun about the franchise as a whole is I forgot how the Hunger Games did not lay out all the cards of the world.
I
in
love
that
it.
first book.
I really love it.
It's really well done. It rolls it all out slowly. And so the fans are just on edge waiting, like, yes, give me any details about the rest of this world.
I think that's why the Songbirds and Snakes things has really resonated years later, is like, you know, especially for the people now who have been sitting with no crumbs about any Hunger Games stuff for 10 years or whatever it's been. And now we have a shit ton of context on
especially
that backstory
knowing
and
there
stuff.
were 74 years of Hunger
I'm trying
Games.
not to add it
Right.
into this episode. Like, I'm trying to leave it where it is.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Well, we do meet Snow here, I guess, if we want to
Yes.
like talk a little bit about him.
but you see how it's, to drive home the point that it's a TV show, you see kind of the cues of like a production room of Seneca saying, okay, President Snow, you're live, and you know, the countdown. And that's, you know, when you see him get up and he does his little obligatory like queen wave.
I like that for costuming. I like that Snow is dressed relatively normal compared to everybody else
In the Capitol.
in the Capitol. It's a very subtle, not even that subtle, but it's a great visual detail that like the guy at the top of this is like not about the bullshit that he's like convinced everybody else to go along with. Kind of the opposite of what we have, where we have a ridiculous looking guy at the top and everyone around him looks normal.
Do the Republicans look normal, though?
Comparatively. Yeah, Mitch McConnell's like the senator from fucking X-Men.
He just looks like a turtle to me.
Yeah.
But he's very deliberate. He does the long coat fluffing thing when he stands up. Like
It's a great...
like
he
the
has-
Wilson Fisk button type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's great performance from Donald Sutherland. He has less than...
R.I.P.
Big R.I.P. He has less than 10 minutes in this movie, but he makes the fucking most of them. Like the fact that, and like obviously he's bigger in the next 3 or whatever, but he got, apparently I was reading for the trivia, he like got his hands on this script by accident and fell in love with it and was like, I need to be in this.
Aw.
So he really like had a big soft spot in his heart for this movie. And the handful of other extra scenes he has scattered here with Seneca are like all him. Like he was like, I want to have a couple scenes of me talking about the themes.
Nice, really.
Yeah. So he was very, very into this, into these movies.
While they're on the chariots, PETA, as they're entering,
Oh yeah,
and this is also to speak to PETA's riz, to
and just instincts.
and instincts of just saying he goes to hold her hand and she flinches away, which the camera
Understandable.
should have definitely caught, but maybe they were too distracted by the fire because that was very, like, to me, that was a very big move.
You'd be a person in the Capitol being like, I don't buy it.
Right. I don't think it's real. Fake news.
Oh, but that's so true. I would be
Just in a
scrutinizing it.
room full of Peter Katniss shippers, and you're like the one person like, this is bullshit.
They're doing this for show.
This is absolutely for
trying
show.
to get
They're just trying to get sponsors. They're pandering to us, and they think
The
that we
pandering,
don't see
not
it.
the pandering. But the Capitol people love that. They love pandering.
Well, and he says that. He says, no, they'll love
They'll
it.
love it, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And they do.
Cut to Caesar being like, I love that. Like,
The tooch.
I mean, I love that. This is a group of a tribute saying, this is a pair of tributes saying
I'm
that
proud of my district.
I'm proud of where I come from. I'm proud I'm from District 12. And he's right. Everybody's right in this seat.
Yeah.
I think-
Caesar's a weird character. Like, I think in the books, he's supposedly a little more sympathetic, where it's kind of implied, like, he's going to help you out as much as he can.
Yeah. No, it is full on said, but that's just in the interviews.
Yeah, but he will leave in this line being like, they're proud to be from their district. That's almost a little like edgy, like in terms of like propping up the districts at all, really. So in the movie, I can't tell where the Tooch really stands here.
Yeah, you don't see it.
It's a little ambiguous
Yeah.
as to how.
I think his physical appearance gives you that answer. Like, he is fully
He's
capital,
a little more smarmy. Yeah.
fully
yeah.
capital.
But I also
coded.
think that's a lot of that is especially knowing later on how Snow is. Like, he's had this job for how many years? He's been,
yeah.
like, he has been announcing this for how many years?
Yeah, he's the face of it.
Like,
the
he
Ryan
cannot,
Seacrest.
he cannot, he cannot be canceled. So he has to be, or at least appear.
You think Ryan Seacrest?
Non-biased.
You think Ryan Seacrest would be the guy to host? Like, if, let's say we go completely in the shitter.
Oh yeah,
In 5 years.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's Ryan Seacrest.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course.
Oh yeah.
Dick Clark's rocking New Year's Eve. Yeah, 100%.
You don't think it'd be? I think it'd be more like an Andy Cohen.
No. No.
Maybe both of them.
No, Ryan.
Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper host the.
No. Those two are too chaotic.
Okay, you're right. We need someone a little more pulled, but okay, sure. Okay.
It's definitely Ryan Seacrest and Jenny McCarthy.
No.
Jenny McCarthy.
This is a nightmare plot rotation we just conjured here.
My bad.
Unfortunately, you're right. Jenny McCarthy is aggressively capital coded.
Yeah, 100%. Be fucking for real.
Oh, man.
On the topic of the Capitol people, I was reflecting after watching it this time that Katniss does not loathe Effie Trinket. Like, she does not hate people who are from the Capitol, just like on principle. She more looks at them like, you are so ignorant. You're so ignorant to reality.
Yeah.
Like, you're living in a fake reality. And it's more sympathy that she feels towards them.
Well, I think in this first one, there's a larger degree of separation than later on.
This one's really about the game.
Yes, this
Yeah.
one because there's so much to take in. She has no time to really give a shit about the Capitol people. You do see a little bit of the disdain when you see them on the rooftop talking. They're like the night before they go up.
Yeah.
Like PETA says, like the party's for us, so I may as well enjoy it. You know, even though he's clearly not in the party and clearly just anxious about tomorrow.
That really sums up PETA too.
Yeah. And, you know, her like being, yeah, you should, you know, sort of just kind of agreeing, but also very sarcastically being like, eh.
Yeah, Katniss is like, I can't.
Because like you just see the way that Jennifer Lawrence like holds her face for this, very well done, great performance on this one. So you see that disdain come through there, but that's really the only interaction that you get with the Capitol people for her. She's very much removed.
Yeah, she's not interacting with them directly too much.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now the next one.
Yeah, I guess I'm
Different story.
thinking about that.
This
as well.
one's
Yeah.
like light on the direct commentary anyway, and that's why I like it. Is like it's all very like informed subtext and commentary and stuff. It's more about like Katniss's processing of this whole of the games and everything, and it again like that's where in theory I haven't seen them yet, so it remains to be seen. But in theory, I don't love the like everything it has to end in a revolution. And like the direction it's going, I'm a little like we'll see how it.
They should have kept the Hunger Games going.
I just like the dread of it. I like this is the way things are, and this is like, and that's bad.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I did want to talk about as we're in the Capitol, just the set design of the Capitol, of like their apartments and stuff. I thought was very fun and alien. Just like the shape of their chairs and like the weird metallic stuff. Like it's like it looks futuristic but not, and just it looks off.
It still could be in a.
It's familiar.
Yeah,
it's not so. It's
it
not
could
like
still
Dune.
be like a coffee table furniture book. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's absolutely like it's definitely something that is slightly attainable,
In the same way that the
but
costuming,
just slightly skewed.
in the same way the costuming for the Capitol people is shit that Doja Cat's wearing to the Met Gala. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's all like, oh man, that's actually not so far. It's not so far removed that you're not able to identify and relate to it.
I mean, Chapel
And that
wears it
makes
on
I think,
a regular
very-
basis. You know.
Well, she's doing drag. she's drag inspired.
Yes, but then there's still just a different level to it that makes it not commonplace.
Yeah. I did want to talk too about the window screen scene of Katniss here where she goes to bed. She sees the soft bed for the first time in her life, which is like, again, this is like, there's no dialogue here. I love this. I just love how
The wonder in her face.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then she turns the window thing to like a forest. And for the first time since she's been in the Capitol, there's like this sense of like,
A sigh of relief.
yeah, like being like, oh, I'm like seeing a space I'm comfortable in, seeing a space I know.
But then she turns it off
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's too comfy.
Right. No dialogue. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so
done-
like it's so
done very well.
it's so smart. It's just man. As I'm talking about.
You were
it.
supposed to be the hater, my guy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. I really went into it like kind of like ready to hate on it. I'm like, it's actually just a very smart. It doesn't talk down to me. I really just love how it doesn't talk down to me.
That's how a lot of things like the Hunger Games are. You know, the fandom really waters it down. The fandom can be obnoxious, kind of push you away from it. But
Just the way that they're like, are you from District
They're
12, 4, or
justified.
3? Blah, 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
They're justified in their fandom.
But yeah, they're justified. They're liking something that is objectively good.
Yeah.
So we go through the training. Not much to speak on
Oh,
here other
I
than
do-
meeting the other tributes in a better
Yeah.
light.
Mm-hmm.
You do have a point. I do remember you saying that you wanted to talk about this, so go ahead.
I want to talk about PETA throwing.
Uh,
Because there's a bit in here
did
where-
it do things for you?
He doesn't like how that made him feel.
Did you like the way that his shoulder looked? I know you like shoulders.
Stocky Josh Hutcherson.
Just stocky, strong boy. He could take me on a date to an art gallery and abandon his friend to drown any old time. No, I actually hated it because
Tell us why.
Katniss goes like, you should, because they're bullying them basically. Like he and Katniss are just kind of dicking around in this training room or whatever, and the careers are like kicking ass and throwing knives and shit all the time.
Well, so this is psychological warfare, is what this is.
Sure.
The careers they're supposed to be good at everything, right? Like, and they are showing that they're good at everything, or kind of. Are they? Are they showing that they're good at everything?
Are they over?
Because we definitely see the girl who picks up the bow and arrow fuck it up, and you see Katniss kind of have that look in her face of like, I can shoot better than you, and then just like move on. But you see them do the things that they are good at, that they are strong at, and they don't go for their survival skills. Cut to PETA, Katniss just sitting around she's making traps, he's painting his hand.
Well, not yet though, because Katniss kind of bullies him into, because the careers are bullying them, and Katniss is like, "Fuck what Mitch said. Show him what you can do."
Yeah, they're looking at you like a piece of meat.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think
he fell off something and
He-
looked pretty weak.
he was climbing the rope ladder.
Right, yeah, and they laugh at him, and then he like picks up a big ball and chucks it, and they're like, and it's like I said, it looked like something out of like a CW show where like Kato and the gang are like, "Damn, all right then," and they walk
And
off.
you literally see
They are
Kato's expression.
impressed.
Alexander Ludwig does very well with that expression.
But it's a stupid. I'm like, this is like, it's dumb because it's immediately followed up with like another scene, like literally like a cut or two later, and PETA's like doing the camouflage thing on his hand, which is a much more relevant, like that's more of a Chekhov's gun thing that actually goes off in the movie. Like I guess he technically
it wasn't supposed to be a Chekhov's gun.
I know it is, because it's like, all right, well, what is PETA's
that
skill
is
here?
But I just mean is his strength. He was just Haymitch was saying, do not show them all your cards. Like
Right.
you want them to underestimate you. And then Katniss was like, look, but you also don't want them to think you are the easiest prey.
Yeah, you don't want them coming after you.
Them to think you're the weakest link.
I don't think you lose anything by cutting that sequence real quick.
Yes, you do.
Do you?
Because on top of the cornucopia at the end, when PETA flips Kato across the damn cornucopia,
I guess,
like he weighs nothing.
And they trust him to be in an alliance at first.
And that's how you get them in alliance. The respect.
That's more. It's less the cornucopia thing. It's more the alliance thing.
Yes.
That actually, now that you say that, I'm willing to give him like, all right, I guess.
He can hold his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, because automatically being from District 12, they're counted out.
Okay.
And I think he got the same score as Marvel.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I'll give that to him then.
But then you also get a little.
Peter's playing the game.
Yeah. 100%. You also get a little taste of Rue and who she is as a person, with her stealing Kato's knife and Kato believing that it was somebody around him.
Was that Rue up there?
Yes.
Okay, I missed if that was Rue. Okay.
And she's just sitting in the rafters. You do get Thresh, kind of like who's the boy from her district, just kind of smiling and laughing, and Katniss and PETA also catching it, kind of giggling too about it. In that way, you see the alliance kind of start for the younger or the poorer districts. Kind of.
We see Foxface as well do her pattern thing.
Yes, she's very cool. Mm-hmm. She stands out because of her red hair, which I think is why we get the fox face. It never in the book it says that she just looks like a fox, and it's not very clear
what that means,
what those features are. You know what I mean? Like I think it may have mentioned red hair.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
It would have been on.
That's what I imagine. If I have someone that has a fox face.
Oh, yes.
The girl.
100%.
The girl who was cast in it was friends with the director's daughter. So, I don't know. I know when the movie came out, we were like, she does not have a fox face. Her face does not look like a fox.
I thought she looked a little fox facey. We have another Nepo baby in here. We got Jack Quaid as District 1 guy.
Jack Quaid hater for life.
Yeah.
Not actually, just as Ruse killer.
We love Huey. We do not like Marvel.
Yeah.
Amen. But we get to see
a lot of good setup in this sequence,
and
of,
you
like,
kind
all
of
their
see the
skills.
dynamics
Yeah.
in a really good way of how the 24 are going to go, and how they're going to kind of pair off.
There's a scene in between here I wanted to talk about because it is very quick, but another just like silent, fun visual scene where Haymitch is like in the mall or wherever it is, and he sees like two Capital kids playing with a toy sword. They're pretending to kill each other.
The kid gets the sword as a present.
And like starts
stabs his sister or
yeah,
something.
which is, again, like that's very easily cut, but like I'm glad it wasn't, and it serves no real story purpose. You know what I mean?
Other than to show the conditioning, normalizing of killing each other goes that deep.
It does. It does go that, like, everyone is used to that, but I think it's also really driving home. These Capital kids can joke like that because
Yeah.
they never have to actually worry about being in a reaping.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
It
true.
shows the bloodlust that they have just for that is like indoctrinated into them from a very young age, and like the Haymitch just like looking at that and having to take a sip at it is such a fun just
When you
silent
see him
visual
like
scene.
shake his head too at it and just be kind of.
Because he lives around that. No, I think he actually lives in the district. Actually,
He lives in
There's
12.
like whatever. So but having to come up here every year and like watch this shit is
Yeah, he has
know.
obligations to the Capitol.
yeah.
Somewhere in the middle there, PETA decides that he wants to be trained separately.
And it's after they get the scores, I believe.
Yeah, well, we get Katniss's
I'm sorry.
Arrow audition.
So
too.
I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go to that first.
Yeah.
So
Very fun scene.
In the books and in the movie, he sort of says, hold it off until you're in your private training session. This is where he says, make sure they remember you.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
this
right.
is when you show out.
Yeah.
So the game makers, and this was not clear to me rereading and rewatching, but all of the folks that were up there are game makers. They turn around and are like on the like production floor essentially.
Yeah.
When you get to the actual games. For
Game
now,
makers, peacekeepers, reaping day. Another one of those, just a little bit.
another thing. But
Sometimes I'd rather it be on the nose than a random
It's fine.
word.
It's fine.
But we get PETA saying very sweetly, before she goes, "Hey, shoot straight," and she just kind of nods at him and she's like,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, what else?
But
am I
she
gonna do?
doesn't. She fucks up the first shot.
But she doesn't because
Yeah.
she is not used to having a metal
Yes.
bow and arrow.
She's not used to
Oh.
that feel of it.
I didn't catch that.
And
It's in the book.
In the book, it's that the string is a little bit more taut than hers at home.
You'd have to pay pretty close attention to think, oh yeah, she usually has a wooden bow. This is a metal one.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just to show the disparity too of she really at home she has subpar instruments.
So now she's working with
So
high
even
def.
being advantaged in the sense of she's experienced with a bow and arrow, she's still disadvantaged because she does not have the highest end of what's possible
A little bit of a
for
learning
weaponry.
curve, yeah.
And so you see her kind of get there and do the do get like to the bullseye eventually, but then they don't give a shit because they've already after her first one
They've tuned her out.
They've tuned
Which
her
is
out.
kind of bullshit because like it is their job to like they got to walk away with a score.
District 12.
but she's number 23.
I guess.
She's the 23rd tribute that they have seen today.
And at the very least, like it's
And it's dinner time.
even if it's 5 or 10 minutes per person,
Yeah.
that's a long ass day. Like, and that's a long ass time. You know what I mean? Like, you've been through. Say
Yeah.
it's 10 minutes. It's 200. You're on the 230th minute of watching this shit. Like, okay, I don't give a shit.
Makes you wonder what audition number Carrie Underwood was, or Kelly Clarkson back in the day. You know what I mean?
Well, and the tributes.
How many of those did we sit through before we
The
heard?
careers are the lower numbered districts, anyways.
You get them out of the way.
So you pretty much assume after a certain number,
After,
these are going
like,
to be
4.
malnourished,
Yeah.
inexperienced kids. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. But she sees that there's a pig up there, and
We
they
get a great symbolic. This is a little on the nose. It's fine. I think it's fine, but it does definitely like, all right.
I'm going to let you talk yourself into liking it.
Oh, okay. I do like it.
Again.
I do like it. No, I do like it.
Umpteenth time.
I like it begrudgingly.
I know, but I'm like, you know what? Like sometimes subtlety doesn't work. It's like they pull out the pig with like an apple in the mouth or whatever, and there's a great. This is probably very what is it? Jesse Dutton, JB Dutton, whatever.
Dutton.
It was very douchey. Who brought this in there? Who ordered this for the table?
Whose pig is this?
Whose pig is this? Yeah, it's just it's like a frat. They just gather around the thing.
100%. And she sees that, and she's like, well, I can definitely shoot that shit. And so she does. She spears the apple into the wall. This is very important. Mm-hmm. There is no screen up there. There's no glass up there.
Not in this game.
Well, it shows how over comfortable they are. They're like, we don't even need to protect ourselves. They would never dare.
But not after this. They end up putting a force field screen up for the next games.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Katniss has like a cognizant thought of like, she has a cognizant like conversation too, where she's like, that's because of that.
Yeah,
that's
because
she talks to PETA.
I did that.
She talks to PETA about it. She's like, I think that's because of the apple last year.
Oh yeah.
But
she does do that in the book too.
Yes,
this whole sequence.
Mm-hmm. So she shoots the apple. She says, "Thank you for your consideration."
Great bow.
Great
sassy bow.
Great bow.
It's the first honest like hint of personality we get out of her. Mm-hmm. Like now that she doesn't have a personality, but it's like
this is the first true to herself
sass.
That she can't.
Yeah, it's sass.
She just can't help herself from being this person.
Yeah.
And then we cut to, well, we don't see what the fuck PETA does. And we get the scores, and out of 12, she scores an 11. PETA scores an 8, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did say her getting 11 is a little main character syndrome. I'm like, oh, of course she gets a great score. You know, like, not that she probably doesn't deserve it, but it is a little like, okay.
Well, it kind of came back to bite her because
puts a huge target on her back.
Puts a huge target on her.
And so then we cut from that scene to Seneca and Snow having a conversation. And this is Snow's ire at 12. And if you've seen Songbirds and Snakes, you know
why.
You know why. It goes deep. That first heartbreak never does leave you.
Something about a girl.
But he says, Seneca, why do you think we have a winner? Seneca's like, what do you mean?
Why do we have a winner?
Do we have a winner? If we just wanted to intimidate the districts, why not round up 24 of them at random and execute them all at once? It would be a lot faster. And he goes, hope. It is the only thing stronger than fear. A little is effective. A lot of hope is dangerous. A spark is fine as long as it's contained.
So what do you want me to do?
Seneca, he says, he's actually very concise. He goes, so contain it.
We don't want anything catching fire up in here.
Oh, that would make a great title.
But I think this
I wonder if that's what happened.
also speaks to the nature of Snow and the sadisticness of Snow. Mm-hmm. He goes, I know what my greatest op is. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know
it's
how,
hope.
I know how they win. Mm-hmm. So don't give them the tools to fucking win. Like, and that alone.
Well, it does so much with so little. Like, he has less than 10 minutes in this movie. Uh-huh. And like that again, it's like all the themes are really in pretty much like the most discussion, I guess, the themes get on screen is in his scenes. And it's like they do add a lot.
But this also sets the stage for, in hindsight, after watching it several times and reading it and rereading it, this sets the stage for Haymitch to be able to lobby for there to be 2 winners. Why we got 2 winners is not clear in the book because, again, it's all in Katniss's point of view, so that was completely up to interpretation. So we can take this as canon, since she was one of the writers for the movie, that Haymitch lobbying for 2 winners is why we got 2 winners.
Did he lobby for 2 winners?
Yes.
In the movie?
So in the middle of...
He lobbies for young love. That doesn't necessarily... Oh, like, well, he does... But not at the end. Not when they revoke the rule. No one lobbies for that.
Katniss does. But that wasn't a lobby.
You thought you ate with that one. Shut up.
She did. No.
She fucking won, dude.
Katniss said, fuck no.
But this sets the stage is where there has to be a winner. There has to be some sort of hope. There has to be a point. Mm-hmm. And that is why you get 2 winners. Mm-hmm. Just like this is such a strong scene, and it's very quick. It's very easy to miss. It's very easy to like just see two dudes talking and be like, okay, whatever the fuck, like, and move on.
Yeah, that's my normal reaction.
But this one in particular, there's multi reasons as to why this one is just a very good scene, and then also speaks to Sutherland's performance.
We also get like the visual symbolism of him like snipping off the leaves, and like it's almost like an OCD, like a perfectionist kind of thing, but also like cutting off connection, and like it's all, I don't know. Again, very on the nose stuff, but it's just composed in a very earnest way.
Seneca probably thought he was containing it by changing the rules mid-game and then changing it back at the end. Yeah, revoking it. But when it ended up,
it was a sign of weakness. Is actually what it ended up being.
Yeah, they turned it on his head, and you can't have the districts publicly one-upping the capital.
Well, and the whole reason why he gave them the hope was to be able to stop the riots that started in 11 because Rue died.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah.
So that was my point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Here is where Peeta decides to go train alone, which is when Katniss is pissed at that. Yeah. But that's paid off here in the interviews with Caesar. Great sequence. I do kind of wish we got some more interviews with the rest of the tributes.
So the trivia on this is, I think you told us this while we were watching. Go ahead.
Yeah. The other tributes were told to just improvise all of their interviews.
Which, shout out to Glimmer being Mark Sloan's kid in Grey's Anatomy. And she's been in many things. Levin Rambin, All My Children, Grey's Anatomy, Gone, Terminator, One Tree Hill, Wizards of Waverly Place, CSI Miami. She was also in Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters. I don't recall that, but I'm sure she was. But all together, just...
she actually would have made a good Annabelle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
Right?
Yeah. Yikes. I do want to talk also about... You brought this up. What's her name? Clove? Mm-hmm. Who is actually Isabel Furman.
The orphan. Yeah, Jack Quaid, Clove,
Alexander
Ludwig. All these tributes, many of them have.
Like J-Law's not the only up and comer that was in this,
And I think this was a great movie too for teen-ish actors who were trying to either bridge the gap from small
TV stuff,
TV stuff or Disney Channel things. Although that's not necessarily the case for any of the. Maybe Josh for sure.
This was a boom in time, the whole teen dystopian era for like actors of that generation and stuff to like a lot of those types that we see like popping up and stuff now.
Or like Rue being Amanda Stenberg, who also was...
She did a lot too.
She did a lot too afterwards.
And it is kind of like, what's going to be your Hunger Games? Like, are you going to get a big franchise like the Hunger Games that you get cast as the lead in? And
like, is it Daniel O'Brien that's in some, like, or who did the Maze Runner?
Dylan O'Brien?
Dylan O'Brien.
He was in Teen Wolf before that.
He was also in Teen Wolf,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, a
Styles.
transition. It's like you jump to movies and...
Styles
Stilinski.
Wow.
But you get all those teen actors back then or early 20s actors who like now have, it's like nowadays, I don't know if there's there's no better time to be a teen actor than that era. Like you had work. Like
depending on where you were.
There was shit to audition for.
On
there's
who
like
you worked for.
Right.
Not at Nickelodeon.
You're definitely not at Nickelodeon.
Rip.
But nowadays, like there's not like what is there to, there's no big teen genre you can really like constantly go out and audition for. I guess nowadays is my point.
For sure. Mm-hmm. You get the interviews.
I love the sound design here, the sound mixing of when Katniss comes out.
Yeah.
And it's like, we see her like disassociate type stuff and like, we can't hear anything. It's all muffled, which is, like not that that's a revolutionary technique or anything. But, and then then we get to Caesar and I love like the rack focus in on him as she comes back to a reality. Again, I don't know.
You hate this movie. Do I need to remind you?
It's so competent is the thing. It's just like I really went in expecting to just be exposited to out the ass and just for like just a very generically made franchise type thing, but it's not. Like it's made with a lot of love and care and intentionality.
Mm-hmm. I think it was very close book to screen, page to screen, a really good adaptation.
And the dissociation that you're talking about that they've done so well visually and
Audibly?
Yep.
Auditorily.
That's the word I wanted. Is also she in her perspective in the book is very much what's happening. She's like, I didn't hear a single word he said.
What?
Yeah, and I think she full on
yeah.
says what. And then we get to Peta's interview.
Well, when we see her do the flame thing as well with her dress, this is where Caesar does kind of help her out through this.
Caesar definitely helps her out.
yeah.
Sit
Like
down.
throws her these softball questions, like wasn't losing your sister would have been terrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and that's what it says
Oh,
in
yeah.
the book a lot throughout the scene. Is
Yeah,
that
and this
Caesar
is
was
where we
walking
hear
her
that
through
Caesar
it.
is an ally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do get Peta in his social game, which is crazy.
Charisma out the ass.
Oh my god! Do I smell like roses to you?
And then they sniff each other.
Yep.
Yep.
They sniff each other. Ay,
So good.
it was very good.
You guys have different showers than we do. It's straight out of a Jimmy
Well, I've
Fallon.
lived here longer.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've lived here long.
Yeah, good shit.
yeah, it's very good done.
And then he pulls out the curveball. Katniss was
There
not
must be a special someone
expecting.
waiting for you back in the district.
wonderfully set up by Caesar, who did not know what was coming.
Yeah.
Did he not know?
It seems like
You
yeah.
reread the book recently. I don't know. Did he?
It's all in Katniss's point of view. I don't know.
No, that's a good
True.
point. I don't imagine them having the communication about it beforehand, but
No,
maybe.
No.
and it seems too from the other interviews that she was watching because in the book they're all sitting on the stage watching.
Oh,
the
that's
interviews
right.
happening.
Yeah, that's right.
And you see that in Catching Fire. So that does happen in Catching Fire where they're all sitting there. And I think it's more impactful to be in Catching Fire doing that. But yeah, you see her kind of watch everybody else's interviews. And he's kind of asking semi the same questions for others. But none had like a love interest question.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but that would, Haymitch would have known Caesar. So that might have been something
You think
that
he
teed
might
up.
have
yeah,
fed
that's
her the
another
thing because they were saying trained separately, and you think he maybe had something to do with the setup.
What
Yeah.
you think is because, maybe Peeta finally thinks Katniss is a contender and he's just drawing boundaries, but really it's because he was coming out with this big thing to try and help her.
Where to say it that she came here with me.
This is where you also get,
The crowd goes wild.
yeah, kind of after they fight, where she pins him up against the wall, which hot. By the
Oh
way.
yeah, as a guy. This is the other thing. This is the thing I talked about as we were watching it. Peeta, great representation for soft boys.
Okay.
It's a fantastic. Pin me against a wall. Tell me what to do. Be the strong one, and I just gotta sit next to you and smile. I love it.
Okay. Moving on. But also as, never mind.
Is that what you're gonna say?
Say it.
Do it.
Do it. No, I identify with both parties in that.
Oh. You want to pin and be pinned?
Ashley's
Yeah.
a switch.
Gotcha.
So Garrett's a sub. Ashley's a switch. I'm not foolish enough to disclose that to the internet.
Cool.
Moving on. Again, I've lost my train of thought. Oh,
After the interview.
this is where we get Peeta's kind of talking about how we get the evidence, I think, of Peeta believing his parents even.
That Katniss is the winner.
That
yeah.
Katniss is the winner, and so he's going to do whatever he can to help her. And it's very self-deprecating, actually. And it's very charming in a manipulative sort of way.
Which
If
again,
that was his intent,
yeah.
but he actually always loved her.
Yeah, and I think that too, the lines are very blurry. Partly because in the book, for sure, because it's from her point of view. But the lines are also blurry from an objective standpoint because how much of it is self-preservation or self-survival and how much of it is actual fact. And we see more of it as we go, especially in the cave. The cave does wonders for this little thing.
Cave of Wonders, Aladdin.
We love a cave.
But I think too, this is where you drive home the point where his mom said that maybe District 12 will finally have a winner, and it's not him.
I think this is all in the window scene I want to say that like
No, I think
it's the last night or whatever, but like it all comes out at some point in between here.
Yeah, but I do want to point out, so they can't sleep, which who can sleep the night before a big thing?
Yeah.
Especially the night before you might die.
The
I
night
got a
before
big
you
thing
might die.
tomorrow. Yeah, good games.
I got a thing tomorrow.
My anxiety said no to sleep. So I don't know about y'all.
Which is unfortunate because it's your last night in bed.
Yeah, that too. Like this is where you need the most.
You want to be well rested.
You do want to be well rested. You do want to be ready.
I did talk briefly when we were watching it about like the subtle sadisticness of it. Of like, we're gonna treat you we're gonna give you a week-long sweet ass vacation in the nicest place you've ever been, the nicest drinks and food, and the best clothes and beds and everything, and then we're gonna fucking drop you into Vietnam. you know, it's like it's such a.
It's the prisoner's last meal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, but even worse than that, like Jesus, it's so brutal in a.
And it's like you're our property. You don't have any agency.
Yeah.
Like we're
Well,
gonna.
no, it's the fact they do give them like a taste of agency.
Agency or opulence, like
Both. It's like you can do whatever you want. If you want to train, if you want to just lay around and wait to die. That's what I said. I was like,
true.
shit, I just hang out and like live it up for a week, knowing that like I'm probably not gonna make
have
it.
one last really good week. Fuck all the other tributes.
And then good night.
Maybe I'll fuck all the other tributes.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if that's against the rules.
See how many other tributes you can seduce.
Maybe that's.
My personal game.
Listen, I think that's at least a few people's.
Hell.
Yeah.
Call that the thirsty game.
That's the glimmer.
Please.
Oh man. The thirsty games. That killed me.
Okay. Moving back towards the actual plot. She goes up to the roof, finds that he's already there. And we get a very iconic line for those who have seen this already, for those who know what's coming, especially for PETA. This is a very big moment. She does apologize for being a dick and for shoving him, which I think was very important.
No
for her
need to
do.
apologize, baby.
Oh.
Just kind of into it.
Yeah.
That's me if I'm PETA. Why don't you do it again?
No. Nope.
Yuck.
Nope. But he says, I don't want them to change me.
Oh, right. Yeah. I want to die as me.
You guys.
Oh, she was gonna read the whole quote. We interrupted.
No. Well, yes, a little bit, but also like the I don't want them to change me. I want to show them that they don't own me. If I'm gonna die, I want to still be me.
Yeah.
What happens to him next?
He
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
he has an alliance with the careers. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, no. I'm talking about in the later movies where he is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
They do be
yeah.
changing him. Poor thing.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know Garrett.
yeah. I know he gets brainwashed or whatever.
Yes,
or something.
and so
Oh, okay.
This I want to hold on to. I do want to kind of spoil it if you haven't seen the full series, which whole thing is a spoiler show, so I don't know why you're surprised.
Yeah.
If you are. But I do want to hone in on this, that this is something that he wanted from the very beginning, is to still be himself.
Right.
He wanted to go in as himself. He wanted to die as himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily something that he was afforded throughout the entire process.
Well, yeah, because he's always having to, like, that's his skill, is to play the social game of it, is to play the manipulator. you know?
Also, yeah, like, as a chameleon-esque myself, I think this is difficult for Katniss to process as well.
As someone who just cannot do that.
As
Yeah,
someone who
yeah.
does not
She's like,
understand
what do you
it.
mean? I'm obviously going to die as me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How could I be anything else?
Well, she says, yeah, I just can't afford to think like that. I have my sister. And so she's going to do whatever it takes
Which
to
is
survive.
same, like similar to her conversation with Gail earlier, where she, like you were saying, Addie, where she's just very pragmatic and realistic about it. She's like, I gotta, like, it, is what it is. Like, what'll happen out there happens.
Yeah, she almost has a very low tolerance for that dreamy ideology.
Ideology.
Which I think makes her one of the better protagonists of this whole genre, is the fact that she, until she has no other choice but to, I guess, like, join later in the story, I presume, join the revolution and stuff, she is very resigned to, like, the rules of it. Really, I guess, until, like, the very end of this movie, where she does kind of defy expectation. But it's like the fact that she is so cynical and so beaten down, that's just like, I can't afford a thing like that. It's very different from, like, I always think of Rogue One and Felicity Jones's line in there, where rebellions are built on hope. where Rogue One, everyone loves that movie, but of the Star Wars, it pisses me off because people like it more than like some of the newer other Disney stuff. It's one of the better ones anyway, and then like the Solo movie. But like her character in Rogue One throughout that whole movie is also very like, Empire's just the way it's going to be. And there's no real point in fighting against the man. And then like literally, then she has this big turnaround. Rebellions built on hope. Like it's a very inconsistent character progression to me in that movie. Katniss, on the other hand, does very genuinely and naturally progress from someone who is like, can't afford a thing like that. I gotta survive, man, to someone who is, fire is catching. That's natural though, is what I'm saying, is that like,
she doesn't even do that. She gets used by the rebels
that too
as a symbol. She doesn't want to be the symbol.
Right.
All she did was decide at the very end of the Hunger Games, I'm not going to let them win. Like,
yeah,
they pulled the rug out from under us. I'm not going to let them win. I'm going to do this final act of let's just take ourselves out.
There's just a little bit more. There's a little bit more than that. But there's also, I think Peeta stirs it up in her.
Everybody does. Gail,
actually,
Peeta,
now that I'm thinking about it, because
Rue,
he says, I just keep wishing I could think of a way to show them that they don't own me. And that in particular comes to play when Rue dies.
Right. Yeah, no, every other, like, Katniss is a character whose rebellion, whose like internal and external rebellion is purely stirred by...
on spite.
Through spite and through external sources like these other people and these things that happen to her. She is not an inherently heroic rebel character, and that makes her way more interesting than if she was just a constant fuck the man type of character from the start.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, I think that's why she was so resonant and stuff. And I think that's a thing that a lot of other stories in this genre miss, is that they have a character who, like, from the start is like, I just wish things could be different, and I'm gonna make them different. You know, like, it starts with like a teen rebel who already has that attitude and determination in them. Katniss doesn't. Katniss has to grow that within herself.
Are you saying that the best leaders are the ones who are the reluctant?
Exactly.
Yes. Kirkman.
We love a reluctant hero. We love President Kirkman another Sutherland. Another Sutherland.
Shit.
Yep.
I forgot. President Kirkman from, remind me of the name of the show so that people
Designated
know what we're
Survivor.
About. Thank you. I forgot the name as well.
The best leaders are the ones who are reluctant to lead.
That's
why I don't really feel like being a leader.
Nope, that's disingenuous.
All right, buddy.
Moving on.
All right.
So they go presumably to sleep, but kind of just lay there until the next day. Cinna gets Katniss ready. Haymitch is talking to her, giving her her last little bits of, hey, water is your best friend. Water's your new best friend.
He's like, don't go for the bow. There's going to be a bow. Don't go for it.
There's going to be a bloodbath. Do not go for it.
I did want to say with Haymitch, and this is like my main critique with Haymitch, is that I understand that it's kind of like a background. It's not a huge thing, but he does very quickly in movie time turn around on his like opinion of them. And I get that like there are reasons for that, but like it feels a little rushed to me that he's like seeing her off and is really hard rooting for her. It's all of his like reservations, like there's a good chance you're gonna die.
With the apple when he comes in with the thumbs up.
It does. Yeah. No, the groundwork is laid.
Well, actually, it starts with a knife in his hand or near his hand.
No, the groundwork is absolutely laid for it, but it's like the Haymitch from his first scene where he's like, "You're gonna die." That's completely gone.
Well, just remember that what we see in like a 30-minute, if that, montage is like a week and a half.
I understand. I just wish that Haymitch still had a little bit of like. I wish he was like that. He wasn't quite so hopeful.
He sees himself in her.
Like in the books, it's 2 weeks of training.
He's like, this is an underdog. This is someone who does have the gumption. They've got that dog in them.
Yeah, no, literally, you have to look at somebody and say, do you have that dog in you to fucking survive?
Yeah, real recognizes real. He saw himself in her.
Right. No, I get it. I just wish there was just a little bit more of like, I know I said all that shit to her. I think she might still die. Even if it was like a private moment where he's just like, I know I'm lying to myself.
But for his conscience to sleep at night, you got to give her a fighting chance in hell. Mm-hmm. You have to give.
Once you get to know this person. and they do stand a chance.
And you see that there is absolutely a chance. Like, she is the most well-liked tribute on the docket.
She's the one who has the best story going for her too. You know?
Right. Like, just topically speaking, story-wise, best one. Numbers-wise, best one. Like, the betting odds are high here. Higher than they've probably ever been. Probably higher than he's ever seen. Probably even higher than his.
Than himself,
we don't know.
probably.
I don't know because I haven't read that book yet.
Well, I do know there were 4 tributes from each district.
His
in
year?
that quarter quell, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's
So-
annoying.
The odds were different.
Well, I guess, the 75th one was the first time that they called the victors back.
Yeah, each one has its own gimmick.
Got you.
That's so cool.
Right? The
Yes.
world building, dog. The world building is luscious and interesting.
Wow. Anyways,
Sorry, luscious.
thank you, Suzanne Collins, for this shit. It's not shit at all. It's really, really great. It's the shit. It's not shit.
Shit. Not derogatory.
Non-derogatorily.
Speaking of shit, this episode is, I want to say, if I'm remembering editing it correctly, up to like 2.5 hours or something at this point.
Thank you for meandering with us as we went along.
We're
that
cutting
journey.
it off. We're splitting the first Hunger Games movie episode into 2 episodes. Join us next time for the second half. We'll be releasing them at the same time, though. So you can just pick right up where we left off. So when
Get you through half a workday.
Yeah, when we come back, they're going into the games. Is basically where we're leaving it now.
So find us on our socials at Podcast of Critics on Blue Sky and on Instagram, and then on TikTok we are at
Podcast of Critics 1.
Yep, he manages that one.
We're number 1.
The number 1, not 1 spelled out.
Word.
I hope not. I think it's the number 1.
We don't even know. And as always, I've been Ashley.
I've been Garrett.
And I'm Addie.
And we are the Podcast of Critics. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.